has everything. A bed with a frame, curtains.
What?
Like this level of luxury, Jeremy.
A bed with a frame?
And curtains. She was thrilled with it. One day, I came home and found her in my bedroom, sleeping in mine and my husband's bed. She told me she took a nap on the bed and lost track of time. Since then, she started talking about how she loved the nap there and started hinting wanted to take naps in the bedroom from now on.
Why?
She ate all the porridge as well. I kept ignoring her comments till my husband sat me down and told me that his mum really liked and got used to napping in our bedroom, and we should just let her have her daily afternoon nap in our room. I said, absolutely not. I told him his mum is being ridiculous because she has a whole room upstairs to herself. He got upset and said I was making his mum feel uncomfortable and unwelcome.
She's got a whole room. How much more welcome can she get?
I said, no. He called me selfish and mean for saying no and preventing his mum from feeling comfortable at his house. But I reminded him that I pay the full mortgage on the house. This is going to end well. He's refusing to speak to me till I agree. That old chestnut. Throw the whole man away. Am I the arsehole for choosing this hill to die on, as he says? Am I being difficult?
No.
Not the arsehole. None of us here would be happy, I think, to find our mother-in-law in our bed.
You've been provided an entire fucking room with a bed with a frame. Sleep in your own fucking bed. Not the arsehole.
Am I the arsehole for not letting daughter go to music festival after I accidentally saw her text? I'm a single dad to 3 kids. Oldest is 16. Story starts when for the umpteenth time our Apple iCloud got screwed up. Sometimes our texts would show up in each other's inboxes sometimes. Now, I'm usually a trusting dad, and I delete these threads without reading them as soon as I notice they're there. But this time, it was different. My daughter is planning on attending a certain music festival with some friends. She has a job and bought a ticket on her own. I originally had no issue. When I saw an interesting message in a thread with her friend that showed up on my phone, the message read, "We should be able to sneak it in if we hide it well." So, I snooped. I opened the thread and I read it. I was shocked at what I saw. She was talking about alcohol. Oh my god, this dude. Her and her friends are planning on sneaking in alcohol, marijuana, and something I've personally never heard of called Molly. This isn't real. This isn't real. I decided that I wasn't going to allow her to go to the festival. Even if her bag is clean when she leaves the house, I know she will find a way to
get the drugs.
Shit, if my kid had a lead on some Molly, I'd probably hit them up. She thinks I'm wrong to take away something she spent her own money on. I told her it's not the concert, it's what she's planning on doing there, and I can't possibly be okay with it if I know about it in advance. Am I an arsehole for doing this?
I find this a very difficult conversation as father of daughter. I think I would just let her go while making sure that she enters with a virtually empty bag.
Yeah, I would probably
It's
just have a
probably
conversation
what I do.
saying, listen, our crazy Apple situation, which I made up, has led me to realise that you are going to do drugs and alcohol. And look, I get it. I know you're going to do it, but I'm worried about you. So listen, here's the thing. I'll pick you up after it. I think he is the arsehole. He's gone about it all the wrong way.
He's gone about it.
What is it with people standing on paths? People have to wait outside the school for their children. I get that.
Yeah.
But why are you stood in a congregation of 4 people, blocking the entire fucking path, knowing that other people need to get the fuck around to go to the other classrooms to get their child?
This is
Fucks me off.
This is like my number one most hated thing.
And it got worse yesterday. In the fucking pouring rain, this gaggle of people were stood in the way again, while there was a mother holding like a baby carrier in one hand, holding an umbrella in the other hand, and she was trying to get through this group of people. And did they move a fucking inch? Did they fuck? Almost lost my shit. But once you lose your shit with people outside of school, that's taken away in a straitjacket type territory.
Panda's right, especially in front of the entrance to a metro station or something like this. Like, come on, move a little.
Or a bar.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of the way.
I was up in St Pancras on the way to the toilet, and on the way back, outside Boots, the corridor kind of twists round. For some reason, 4 people had clustered on that corner, so everyone was having to divert around this conversation, and they were taking up space. Everyone's kind of bottlenecking around this bit, and I don't say anything. I just roll my eyes and tut. But I really feel, Jeremy, I should say to them, what the fuck do you think you're doing? You can be indecisive off to the side.
Yeah, be indecisive in the corner.
Today I fucked up by telling my boss about my pickle addiction. I have always been a bit of a pickle addict.
That's not a thing.
I put them on sandwiches, salads, and even eat them straight out of the jar. I never thought it was a big deal, just a harmless quirk of mine. My boss asked me to come into her office. As I sat down, she looked at me with a serious expression and asked if I had anything to tell her. Feeling a bit nervous, I started rambling on about my pickle addiction. I thought it would be funny and lighten the mood, but it ended up having the opposite effect. My boss stared at me in disbelief and asked if I had any other unprofessional habits.
Oh, fuck off.
I tried to explain it was just a harmless quirk, but she didn't see it that way. She told me that my pickle obsession was a sign of a lack of professionalism. This isn't real. This is not real. And that it was affecting my work. She said I needed to get help and that she would be forced to terminate my employment if I didn't. I told her, that's not gonna fly, and you can fucking try it, but I'll take you to a fucking tribunal faster than I can say pickle in my mouth. So go fuck yourself. I was shocked and devastated. I didn't say what Alex said at all. I was let go that day, and it was all because of my pickle addiction. TLDR, I'm
made
lying.
this up.
What a load of fucking bollocks. If that's true, then they're leaving out some key and graphically sexual details about their love of pickles. If it's like, the brine gathers on the tip of the pickle, I dangle it on my tongue and lick it off. My co-workers are unhappy that I do this in the break room. I got called in to see my boss, who said the way in which I eat my pickles is suggestive, lewd, and I'm going to be fired for it. This is immediately better.
Much better.
So much better. Am I the arsehole if I refuse to debaptize my aunt?
Update. Apparently, neither the baptism of my brother nor the priest itself were legitimate. The dude is not even registered as a priest and is just someone she found online.
The priest that she got was a fake priest.
Yes. She basically kidnapped her nephew, took him to a dodgy backstreet fake fucking priest, and had him chuck some water on him. I now baptize you in the name of... What's he called again? I baptize you in the name of Jesus. Why did the fake priest insist on paperwork?
Listen, I'm going to need a receipt for this.
Since the baptism does not have any real effect on my brother, she sees this as an easy solution to get her sister off her back.
Yes.
Do you know what's another good way of getting your sister off your back? Telling her to f*** off.
Does that make the witch baptism any less real? Do you know what I mean? Because I love the idea that, like, our son's fine, but you might still be...
Yeah. Witches don't need to register, so you're still married to Satan. 5 is no longer baptized. No. Everybody's a winner. His name isn't 5. Yes, it is. Go back and read it right there in the parentheses. My brother, 5. That's his name. Also, good news is, my mother no longer wants me to debaptize my aunt. Hooray! And finally accepted that she is simply crazy. According to my grandfather, my aunt told the story of me baptizing her very different.
She came out with a skull-shaped pot with water. In the aunt's retelling of this, had she killed several of the family pets in a ritual sacrifice, danced around in the blood and entrails of the gerbils? She says to the grandmother, you would have died from shock. He's like, wow, definitely she's turned into a witch based on that account.
Despite all of the hilarious suggestions on how I could continue to scare my aunt, I will not do anything like that. I will just wait to see how things go from here.
Am I the arsehole for getting my daughter a hotel room entirely for herself after her stepsisters made her sleep on the floor? My dad passed away 2 weeks ago. Me, my wife Candace, and my daughter, 16, Shiloh, and her stepsisters, 19 and 17, flew to my hometown to attend the funeral. After that, we got 2 hotel rooms, one for me and Candace, one for the girls. I got a call from Shiloh at 11 p.m, crying. I asked what the matter was, and she told me that her stepsisters insisted that she sleep on the floor. There was one large bed in the room, and there was enough space for all 3 girls to sleep in it. I asked why, and she said she didn't know. I went to see what the issue was, and talked with my stepdaughters about it. They just shrugged and said, it's better this way. I told Shiloh to grab her things, and when one of the stepdaughters asked where we were going, I told her I was booking her a hotel room. Both looked upset but didn't say anything, but they must have called their mum because she was awake when I got back and started arguing with me about giving Shiloh an entire hotel room to herself. I explained why I did it, but she said I wasted money and that Shiloh could have sucked it up for a night on the floor. She told me I showed the girls that I'm playing favourites.
You kicked Shiloh out of the bed at a hotel room that you were all staying in to go to Shiloh's grandfather's funeral.
Boom. That's exactly it. So am I the arsehole for getting my daughter a hotel room entirely to herself? You are not the asshole.
Not even a little bit. Well, except for naming your daughter Shiloh.
Am I the arsehole for turning away a friend after he showed up to my birthday dinner without RSVPing?
This sounds like drama.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. Oh, shut your mouth.
It did indeed already happen, I would expect. In the pre-stream chat, it was stated by my wife, Karis, I'm absolutely knackered. Who wants to place bets on how long it will take to fall asleep? And Dr. Fruitbat beat me to it, saying, it's already happened. Yeah, I'm surprised you even got the whole sentence out, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that's true. That sound, that was just like the sound, the snory noise. That was like actual audio footage.
Yeah, if she's not asleep by then, it's like the white noise that helps you get to sleep. Like, Have you ever used one of those like white noise kind of machines?
No, never. I hear that people like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I have used one, not because I wanted to, but because it helped my daughter to sleep when she was a baby.
So is it just something that kind of plays like...
Literally that, yeah. In her case, it was a thing called a hummy, and it was just like a teddy, basically, that had like a speaker in it that you could hold down to turn it on, and it was just...
Man, Build-A-Bear are really phoning it in, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Did you ever have a Build-A-Bear? You ever built a bear?
I've never built a bear, but I've had a Build-A-Bear.
Okay. And it's my understanding that in Build-A-Bear, it kind of like you can put your own...
I hear you can build a bear.
Yes.
And some other things too.
But it can have little phrases put into it that will say things.
I love you.
Yeah, things like that.
Go fuck yourself.
But that's what you'd want it to say, wouldn't you? But I'm sure there's a...
You're a cunt.
Oh my God.
You're a cunt. You're a cunt. It'd be great.
It would be brilliant, wouldn't it? I think we should have those. In fact, they would never let us do that if we went into Build-A-Bear, but perhaps we can make our own plushie, Alex and Jez, with 3 sayings.
I mean, you can make the bear in Build-A-Bear and just the thing that goes inside.
The audio bit.
Yeah, that's got to be easy to make in 2024. Sure.
I know. You'd imagine. I want something, you know, that we can sell as merchandise to all of you lot that just say the things that we say.
Yeah, we wouldn't even need to like re-record them. We'd just pick it out of episodes. It'd be really easy.
Yeah, it would be super easy.
Yeah.
And it would just say, like, the intro bit would say, "Oh,
shut your mouth."
Oh, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
And you know, and many more. And go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole? Yeah, it would say all of that stuff, and then you could just play it when your friends come round, and they'd be like, "What's all this then?" And you'd be like, "Oh, it's that hit Twitch show / podcast," and they're like, "Never heard of it," and you like, and then you squeeze the bear, and it
fuck
says,
yourself. Go fuck yourself.
That's it. I love it when you can actually do something and it replaces. You can just like kind of like scratch it.
Yeah. That is good.
Your message is being checked by mods and has not been sent. Get wrecked, me. Are you still having problems, Hannah?
It is just you. I really don't understand it.
Yeah, check yourself.
Yeah, maybe you need a new Twitch. Maybe that's the issue.
Yeah.
Just yeet this one directly into the sea and then get a new one. Yeah.
That's the depth of my hatred towards white noise machines. Do you know what? I was just thinking about Cardiff.
Yeah.
Because, you know, now that Hannah is there, and you have ties to Cardiff as well, because you were at university there.
I was, yes.
So, and we went there
We did.
for your stag.
Yes.
There's lots of reasons. I think we should go back there again. So I started looking up kind of like, I didn't get very far in this. I was looking up karaoke Cardiff, and there's all these people who are suggesting ideas to go and do karaoke, and they're like, oh, best karaoke is at this pub, basically. And then when I looked on it, all the reviews were these people going like, the bouncers are cunts, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Welcome to Bouncers Circuit everywhere.
It was so funny just to kind of read all these guys going like, I went there, and the bouncers were like, you can't come in because like, you're drunk, but I wasn't drunk, and I don't know what their fucking problem was. All we'll do is come and sing karaoke. And they've taken a photo of the bouncer and stuck it on the review of Google Reviews. So
that'll work. Yeah.
So
I don't know if it's the case now or even if it exists, but the best way of doing karaoke. Thank you, dishwasher, for alerting us to your completion.
Oh yeah.
The best place to do karaoke in Cardiff was Tiger.
Yeah,
because you can
get a little booth.
You rent. It's like Japanese style. You can rent a booth, and then you're doing it with your mates and not everyone else, basically. Yeah. Booth.
Hype train just started. Thank you so much for cheering bits. Ellie, welcome in and thank you for the bits. Tamsin has resubscribed. 162 bits because it's episode 162 from Will. Various things you're getting fucking subscriptions, presumably throwing them out. Will's giving it to Dr. Fruitbat. It's amazing. Thank you so much for all your bits.
We love our people.
We do.
Despite telling you regularly and often, which is two ways of saying the same thing, to go fuck yourself.
You know, you can tell us to go fuck ourselves as well. It's not.
Yeah.
This is a two-way thing.
Two-way street.
Do.
Yeah.
I do like pub karaoke though. Yeah, when we went to Munich, it was pretty cool. I denied about what to do and never did anything, but Aletha did Castle on the Hill by Ed Sheeran.
All right.
And it went down really well. And there is something to be done about karaoke. I went over to one guy, he'd just done Alive by Pearl Jam. And I'm like, yeah, what a great choice. And I went over to the guy as if to say, hey, yeah, what a great choice, Pearl Jam.
And he just looked at you like...
Yeah, it was a bit like that, but he was a bit kind of, how do I say, he was a bit weird. And I couldn't have a good conversation. I was like, yeah, what a great choice. Do you know, I was just thinking about doing Jeremy and, this sort of thing. And he spoke English. That wasn't the obstacle. He was just like,
That's
yeah.
a sentence that probably shouldn't come out of your mouth. If we're being honest.
Well, I was thinking of doing Jeremy.
Yes. Don't say that again.
Jeremy. Yeah, so, but like, yeah, he just seemed to be not all there. And he was like, yeah, Alive, I thought, I'd do it. And I did. And I was like, great, I'm glad I had this guy. I wish I'd had this conversation.
Excellent.
I'm going back away really slowly
dialogue,
from the conversation. I'm like, oh, yes, this will be amazing. But yes, I think we should make this a project.
Yes.
I don't have to spearhead. So if someone wants to take this on, and
I think the best idea is doing it in the summer.
Okay.
Because then I can coincide it with dumping my daughter with her grandparents.
How far are they from?
An hour from Cardiff.
Okay, so it's doable.
Yeah.
Okay, tech. Clever. Okay, let's find a time. We're planning our stuff whilst on stream. If you're watching, thanks very much for joining. This is Don't Get Me Started, episode 162. I'm Alex. This is Jez. As our nameplate said, Hello. We're going to get stated. Don't get me stated.
Don't get me stated.
I'm going to tell you this for the record. Don't get me stated. That's me. That's you. You've even got a pillow of it.
Which is still available to buy, by the way. Get your fucking wallets out.
Yeah. August 2nd and 3rd.
I don't have my calendar with me, so this is not helpful.
Well, I do. Not yours, but...
I tried doing calendars on phones, but as I was discussing with Aletha earlier, I forget to put things in it, and so it was a pointless
That's the problem with these sort of things, isn't it?
I thought pen and paper is much better, because then other people can look at my calendar as well, on the wall.
I got nothing in there. That's the week before my birthday. I can't do that date. Hannah. It's all based around Hannah, isn't it?
Fucked it up on the first fucking hurdle.
So we're going to need to get... Okay.
Honestly. Just delete your Twitch and get on with it.
Do you know, I think organising times to see people is one of the most painstakingly irritating things. And I'm really so stubborn that when we do things like Ticket to Ride or we kind of try and organise a trip up to London, I'm so bullish that I won't let us not do it. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, what's next? No, there must be a way,
Yeah, and that's why when I book things in, I'm like, this thing I've written this on the calendar now. It better fucking happen because,
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just get annoyed at the fact that I've allocated time to something that I could then have allocated to something else, and it's been wasted.
What are we doing? I know we're not going to do all this all now, but I do feel like you've just got to, when you're managing these little mini projects for you and your friends, you've just got to get on with it. And there's
you just got to put a time in and then just hold people to it.
Yes.
Mr. William is going nuts.
So many kind community gift subs being sent out. I didn't even know someone called Lost Prophet watched us.
No, that's a very controversial name.
An ill-chosen name, one might have said.
Lost Prophet.
Do you know what? I think you got to not call yourself that.
Has it been long enough that people don't know about the dude from Lost Prophets?
Has it go the other way? Like, it's been long enough that you definitely should know. Do you know what I mean? Like,
he was a pretty sicko motherfucker.
Everyone knows, right? You can't be cool.
I'm not sure they do. Like, do people even know that... hey, Duncan. Do people even know that Lost Prophets were a band at this point?
No, not anymore. Not anymore. Maybe the person just really likes the prophet like Muhammad and the TV show Lost.
Yeah, or it's
nothing to do with that.
Considers themselves a prophet.
Yes.
But they don't know where they are, so they're lost.
Yeah.
It is also dyslexic, so spelt it with a Y.
Just Lost Prophet was taken, right? The reason there's a Y, that's the classic thing, is my name was taken, so...
Yeah.
Right, yes, no.
It's a shame because I like some of their songs and now I can't. Yeah, that's the problem. A lot of their early stuff was really good. And then he was a massive paedophile.
Welcoming Duncan. Do we have a big message that we can say to Duncan? Because I feel like someone of his stature deserves a big...
Let me just check here.
Big statement.
Repertoire. No, that's not it. Maybe this one?
Ah, yes. There it is.
Let us go forth from this time and place and spread the word. Duncan.
The word has been spread.
The gospel according to the ground in Minecraft.
Do you know, I'm welcoming Captain Brilliant. Lots of people in today. 50 miles across. It took me quite a while to do that. We don't really do Minecraft anymore. That's unfortunately died a death. Minecraft RIP. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying we couldn't go back to it. I just think that it's done, unfortunately. I'm sure it still sits around on the server. I don't know if he's still paying for it. Brogan, that is. But I did enjoy it.
I would suggest that he might not be, because Will tried to access it the other day and could not. So perhaps it's...
I would have thought he would have said something, but like... I'm sure that if we wanted to, we could...
You can turn it back on again.
We could restart it, maybe, just for a little last hurrah or something like that. I
Blow
did
it all
enjoy
up.
it.
That's what you were supposed to do on New Year's Day.
Yeah. You know, that seems to be the same issue with the designer of the Ghostbusters pinball machine.
I'm not sure what that's in reference to.
No, I don't know. They're a cunt. The designer of the Ghostbusters, does it say little things? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. By the way, Karis did look up, and I was going to talk about it, but there you go. 4 packs of voice hearts for £9. A 4-pack of voice hearts for
What's a voice heart?
The thing that goes in the teddy bear.
Ah.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. They're a pedo. Oh, they're a pedo. Right, got you.
The person that made
the designer of the Ghostbusters pinball machine.
That's really specific.
Yeah. I mean, that's even worse because you have to put your hands on that. So, yeah. That is unfortunate.
I mean, you really like pinball machines, so that makes sense that you should know a sort of thing like that. But like in my head, I'm like, how many pinball designers are there? You know, and what is there to design? 2 flips. Well, how many flippers do you want? 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top. I might put an extra 1 at the top. Do you know what I mean?
Nonce-busters.
Numbers that light up. Multiples. I don't know. What is there? Question here.
Just copy the design from the special stages on Sonic the Hedgehog and call it a day.
Oh. Jez does an impression of a pinball machine. This is what it looks like inside Captain Brilliant's brain. That is so weird. Like you were like, there's something broken inside. Are all pinball wizards? There has to be a twist. You know, I really want to make a really terrible joke.
Don't you have to twist it to launch the ball in the first place? Isn't that a thing?
No, I don't think so.
That's the twist.
You've got such a supple wrist. How do you think he does it? I don't know. Pinball machines, surely are all just the same with a different skin, right? Is that pinball machines are all the same?
Not content with upsetting half of the world last year with his takes on religion, he's now going to upset one of our, staunch
I just
want
to say, I know, and I love her, but like, I'm just saying, like,
I mean, if she didn't get
you
pissed
flip
off
them,
with us saying nothing
you
happens
score.
in South Carolina, then she probably won't at this either.
Who, except for Tommy, out of the musical of the same name, how many famous pinball players do we really know? Not gonna. Did we move into controversial opinions? Maybe we should.
When we could do.
We press the button and not just say it again.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we just like hearing the sting, don't we?
Yeah.
We like all the stings.
Maybe someone else can give us one as well.
Have some music.
Controversial opinions, we hear them every day. You think you know best, no one cares what you say.
So true for this one. All pinball machines are basically the same.
Controversial
and
opinions.
Pinball is shit.
Just doubling down. I do have some controversial opinions.
I mean, it's not like Time Crisis, is it? Do you know, or like a video game? You go to a video game. Do you know? I'm just saying.
I wish I could play Time Crisis. It's kind of.
Okay, I might not have meant
all
the
of
second
the
one.
retro things like.
I mean, oh, shit.
History.
I really enjoyed the Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom one in Essen. Yeah, there is one in Cafe Nord there, and when you hit the right amount of kind of sequence of stuff, the Ark of the Covenant opens and you all melt to death. And all the multi-ball flows out of it. Do you just suck at pinball? Actually, when I was a kid on the Amiga, I had a game called Pinball Dreams that I played incessantly because I loved it. And it had two main boards, one of which was Nightmare, which was like a Halloween-based one, and it played this really cool, spooky theme.
Did it have a K in front of it?
No, it was just Nightmare like you're having a nightmare. And it was all like spooky bats and ghosts and shit on it. And the theme tune was so good. I was really good at Nightmare. And the other one, which my friend really liked, was Steel Wheel, which was a Western-based one. And had a little really nice, like, whoop, whoop, a little train kind of noise that it made.
That does sound decent.
It was good. Both of them on Pinball Dreams were really good. Alex has no idea. So I did really like them. But then I realised, like many things, that it's just the same thing over and over and over. And after I got a really big score, I think I'm now bored of just like doing the same thing for the. Do you ever have a bop it? It feels like that, bop it, twist it,
touch it,
feel
it up.
Wait, is this the guy from the Lost Prophets? Bop it. And my friend had one. And they got this high score of like 36. So I went away and bought a bop. If you don't know what this is, it's like a plastic thing with various twiddly knobs on it.
Bop It made a resurgence about 10 years ago. People know what Bop It is.
So
Readers know what
Bop It is. So you bop it and you do these things. And if you do a sequence, you can really do well. And it'll tell you what your high score. And I broke it. It couldn't get higher than 150. I got 150 in a row and it went high and it wouldn't let me do any more. So I then recorded it and sent it to the person. I don't think I'm so up for high score completion kind of stuff, but pinball players should own the fact that pinball is a bit shit. I'm into all kinds of garbage, and that doesn't stop me loving them.
I mean, it's true, really. Everything everybody likes is shit when you look at it basically and fundamentally. Everything is shit. So, yeah, like what you like and don't like what you don't like, basically.
The Amiga, how old is that game? You could look it up. I can't remember. It's
going to be 80s, though, isn't it, if it was Amiga?
Yeah, I mean, more 90s for me. Pinball Dreams and Pinball Illusions, I think, is what they were. And it was these guys just made it. It was really good. I really think if you could find Pinball Dreams emulated somewhere, Nightmare and Steel Wheel, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Hey, I mean, I like this stream, but it is admittedly a bit shit.
See?
I mean...
Point proven.
Controversial opinions, the segment to say that it's not controversial.
Hey, Dairy Milk isn't a bit shit. You're right, Duncan. It's all shit.
How did we get to Dairy Milk?
Because I said basically everything everybody likes is shit.
Oh, I see. Dairy Milk is not as good as Galaxy.
Correct. Galaxy is vastly superior.
Galaxy chocolate is superior.
Or Dove, if you are in the States. It's the same. The Galaxy. Dove is called Galaxy here. Galaxy is called Dove there.
Dairy Milk is the chocolate goat. I'd eat a chocolate goat, especially if it's shaped like Tom Brady. No capitals, full stop. Cadbury's is the best. Galaxy is Bobbins. Wow, there's actually a real resurgence.
Incorrect.
Everyone here seems... The feeling I'm getting is that people love Dairy Milk more than Galaxy. I think we're on our own.
I don't know how to let you down gently, but your opinion is fucking bollocks. So I've got to tell you.
It's me, you, and Tom holding this end up.
Yeah.
Tom bloody loves it. We took it all to Japan for him.
There you go.
Wow, look at this line. The line is drawn here.
This far.
No further. The one with popping candy and jelly beans is the best. You're not going to hear me arguing over jelly beans. I bloody love jelly beans. Yeah. Galaxy melts way faster in your hand. It doesn't
That's your
last.
fault for not eating it.
Eat it.
Enough. Also, pick it up in small bits and why would you hold the whole thing?
Anything's going to melt if it's chocolate in your hand.
Yeah.
Galaxy is refined cat turds. Keep it coming. Okay, well, can someone give me another controversial opinion that you might want to say? By the way, while you're thinking of that...
I've got a controversial opinion.
Oh, go on then.
That
it's the right segment for it.
That you're going to like, I think.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Karis will like it
I
too.
bloody love controversial opinions.
Don't call spreadsheets spreadies. They're not matey fun things that deserve a nickname. They're hateful things that make 90% of people who work in offices' lives a misery.
They don't make lives a misery, but they shouldn't be called spreadies. I agree and disagree with this person.
Just going to knock up a quick spreadie.
Nobody in the world of Excel calls them spreadies. That's weird. And also, they don't make your life worse. They make it better if you know how to use it. Angela. Don't know what her name is. No one calls them spreadies. No one calls them spreadies. Before we move completely on to that, here is the definitive answer. Galaxy is the best if you just want a small piece, but it'll make you feel sick if you have too much. Dairy Milk is an endless stream of perfect chocolate joy. Did we do a chocolate World Cup?
Yes. It was probably won by a biscuit.
I think it was won by Daughtry.
That's what won everything.
Yeah.
You know, that is the chocolate goat.
Maybe I should do another stream where we do that. I feel like...
Even if you only did World Cups.
It would be worth it.
It would be worth it. Just
it would
once
be
a
worth
month.
it. Once a month, I
Cup.
just do something
because
random.
it was just chaos, and Daughtry always won, and it was great.
People enjoy it.
Yeah, I thought there was a few things in that would get you started, and I was right.
Spreadies? No one calls them spreadies, not anywhere. And if someone does it, it's very particular to that person's office, and they probably work with cunts and are also a cunt.
People know what spreadies are.
People know. I feel like it was won by Lime Bars. Was that just like chocolate and chocolate? I feel we must have done it.
You did biscuits that was won by a chocolate bar.
Sweets? Did we say sweets? And yeah, it was won by a gold bar. Was it biscuits won by gold bar?
Yeah, which is a chocolate. Well, it's not chocolate, but it's not a biscuit either. So that was a flaw.
And we did.
Ending.
You definitely did chocolate bars. I'm sure we did. Yeah.
I mean, if it was won by Lion Bars, then that was worthy. So I don't think it was.
We'd have to go back over this. Maybe we'll just fuck it and just do it all again.
Do it all again.
If anyone's got a suggestion, we never did. Did we ever do wrestlers? I really wanted to do wrestlers.
We didn't
held back on it.
No. I say we. I was not involved. I was just there.
Let's say we as in the
causing
community.
chaos and voting with bits. It's only worth it if you can vote with bits, by the way. Otherwise, it's real and that's boring.
Maybe we'll bring that back. I mean, I need the money.
Fuck reality.
Spreadsheet.
No, you can't. It's not bits actually. It's channel points. You can't do bits anymore.
I know. Well, okay, fair enough. Spreadsheets are epic. If you think they are hateful, you are doing it wrong. Correct. A spreadie is something you put on your toast with a fun character and a lackluster taste. With a fun character, like as a spreadie is like a little kind of single serving jam thing or chocolate thing.
Yeah, I can't think of a single character on any kind of
thing like that.
Toast condiment or whatever.
Gold bars. Yeah, Gold Bars won the biscuits.
Won the biscuits.
Yeah, I know, because you really wanted them to win because you like Gold Bars.
I do like Gold Bars. Yeah. And because I don't think a single biscuit made it through to even the quarterfinal stage. It was all chocolate covered.
I mean, it was all massively flawed, really. I can't remember half. I was just really pleased when we did the music one that Pearl Jam made it to like the semi-finals or something. I was like, fuck.
Didn't win though, did it?
No, but something was never going to win. I'm surprised they got as far as it did. Given the propensity for people just to like hate on the shit that I obviously like. So it's like...
People do hate shit that you like. It's true.
I mean, that is the fun thing. If I was in the audience,
reason.
I would also probably... Did milk win something? Was it best soft drink? Or best drink?
The best drink, yeah.
Best drink was milk.
I think it was soft drink, actually. Yeah.
We probably...
Do you want another controversial opinion?
Yeah, more controversial opinions.
This came out of nowhere. We are pregnant. Wrong. One of you is. I'm hearing this phrase more and more from couples, and it's so annoying.
Yeah, we are pregnant. It's been around a long time. And it's one of those things where your brain goes, that doesn't make any sense, but I understand what you're saying. I do, I get it, but you don't say anything about it because, you know, she's pregnant. She's probably quite emotional. I'm only kidding. But like, it doesn't make any sense. But I just let these
sector of the community fucked off.
I'm just up for it. I think chocolate bars was won by Crunchy actually in my brain. I think Crunchy won it. In fact, I'm certain of it.
That's a shit winner too because it's mostly honeycomb and not chocolate.
I really quite like it, but I didn't.
I like
give a shit.
Crunchy. It's just
I can look it up. I've got them all sort of logged
somewhere. It's not valid as a chocolate bar.
We
it's not a chocolate bar.
Are pregnant. No, one of you is. Listen. By the way, I don't think it's something that it's the kind of thing I like. Galaxy versus Dairy Milk or something like that, or Friends versus whatever, you know. But I don't think I'd ever go down the line of worrying too much.
I don't think I give a fuck about this enough to consider correcting it. If
we are expecting,
like, if a dude said we are pregnant, I'd be like, and we'd probably just move on.
It's just weird.
There's no need to say it in that way, really.
Yeah, fuck off. I just say my wife, girlfriend, partner, etc. is pregnant, and it's mine, probably.
That's the thing. There's no certainty whether it's yours or not, from a not being the person who is pregnant point of view. So maybe you should pipe down in case it's Dave from down the street.
Yeah, just think of what it was like when it was Joseph. You know, as in Joseph and Mary and the baby Jesus,
the original cuck.
The original cuck. Yeah, he must have been pretty
cucked off.
Yes, pissed off because like it must have been just like, how did you're pregnant, and she must have been like. Yeah, and it's like, but you're literally the Virgin Mary. Like, that's what you're known for. That's your jam.
The clue's in the name.
That's your whole thing. You have nothing more about you, Mary, other than you're a virgin. So this takes the piss quite a lot, I have to say. She's like, no, it's okay, it's God's. Like, can you imagine saying that today? In this day and age, it would just be crazy. You say, yeah, it's God. God did it.
I think I once read something in the Daily Sport that somebody had tried to pull it off and probably got away with it.
I mean... just sort of blows my mind. Some people would believe them.
Yeah. They'll buy anything.
Yeah. Yes. I think we're all agreed, probably.
To Google.
To find out.
Any further immaculate conceptions?
I mean, we think of Jesus' time as this time of olden days where people were stupid and, didn't know anything and would believe gullibly anything that happened. Miracles and shit like that, and virgin births, immaculate conceptions, talking cattle, baby killing monstrous kings. Everything happened in the olden days.
People living for hundreds of years.
Yeah, Methuselah, people getting turned into pillars of salt, floods, shit, crazy stuff, God ordering people to sacrifice people. It was all this stuff, and I was like, yeah. Do you know what? A lot happened in the years like 500 BC to like 34 CE, as it were. Like, a lot happened in that period. And if you look at it as a graph back then, it's like 0. It's like shitloads happened, and it's just like tails off a bit like that after that. Dogs and cats living together. They probably didn't have much science at the time. I mean, a small amount, I suppose. I don't really know. Class 2 relics being invented, right?
Haven't the Greeks had science for thousands of years? Didn't the Greeks invent science like 2000 BC or some shit? I
still believe in miracles today. I think the thing is, we haven't had a good old miracle. Like, when was the last time we had a water into wine? It hasn't happened. You know what I mean? Water into wine, feeding the 5,000, socks into sugar.
Really the kind of miracles you can get on board with. Did you say socks into sugar?
It's just an old Eddie Izzard joke. Socks into sugar. They haven't had a lot of like walking on water. Lazarus was the big one, bringing someone back from the dead. We just haven't had a lot of that.
Well, unless you watched the TV series Arrow, they used that Lazarus pit a bunch and brought people back from the dead.
Yeah. I just think that we haven't turning Galaxy into Dairy Milk.
Spoilers.
That amazing thing. It's like, I imagine it's like some people.
You're supposed to make things better, Captain Brilliant, not worse.
Imagine that.
That's not how a miracle works.
A true parable for our age, as it were. It's just like some people bring out, use the best wine at the beginning, and bring out the shit stuff later. So some people leave the best chocolate until the beginning, but you have brought out the best chocolate at the end. Bring out the what's the praline kind of stuff that everyone has little shells, the Gillian or whatever. Like,
Bring forth the Ferrero Rocher. We'll move on to Bueno later.
There's that teenager who got made a saint the other day. What? A teenager got made a saint? How many miracles has a teenager done? Oh, tidied his room. Was that what it was? I get it. Boom, roasted. Get the lint.
Made it to 18 without being pregnant, without smoking, and without doing any drugs.
How many miracles is a teenager to be beatified? And I don't believe what? I really want to see this article.
Definitely Alex for Pope. He's going to get involved in this religion.
But I would. It's going to take me as anti-Pope to weigh in on this. I think basically
the anti-Pope is such a great name. Yeah.
How many? A teenager? I don't know a teenager has done one miracle. Even if you've got all the teenagers in the world together, they haven't done any miracles. I just don't believe it.
Bold statement. Controversial opinion.
I think he's
teenagers cannot do miracles.
I think he's dead, but people were healed by thinking about him or something.
Healed by thinking about him. So it wasn't even him then.
He died. Oh. Well, I probably shouldn't be ripping on him quite so eagerly, but...
Well, he's not here to argue, is he?
Alex for anti-Pope. Thank you, Will. Technically 2. Ask your brother. I feel it's 3. I feel 2 is an easy... Maybe they lowered the bar because they won't get enough saints. He healed 2 people. He healed 2 people?
Of what? What are we talking here?
A class 2 saint. A class 2 saint. Hey, listen. Any level of saint. Even if I was the shittest saint that was going.
I mean, aren't there a bunch of new saints every year? But then it comes to the end of August and they've got to get the roster down to 53, so they cut a bunch of them.
That's an American football
It was a great
joke.
American football joke, and you will bask in that. Shall we move on?
Yes, let's.
Which direction would you like to go in? I can offer you some Tfue or perhaps some viral.
Let's do a Tfue. Let's do some Tfue.
Do some
And then we'll do
Tfue?
some viral afterwards.
Okay.
Alex, Saint Alex, the patron saint of chatting. Actually, I don't think I sent it to you, but I found an Am I the Arsehole where the boyfriend gets really pissed off because the girlfriend won't shut up and is always what he says, yapping all the time.
I did see that one and I didn't pick it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
A tasting selection of Tfue, please.
Let's
Coming
do
right
it.
up in the segment we like to call Today I Fucked Up.
It was at this moment that Nathan knew he fucked up.
Saints of old, come to our aid. Hear our prayer. Pray for us. Yes, here it is. Today I fucked up. We're going to do this last week. We just didn't. Basically.
We didn't, which was unfortunate considering I named the episode after the Tfue that we didn't do. But bonus, it named this week's episode.
It's here tonight.
It's here right now. Yeah. Well, not right now because I'm probably going to do mine first, and it's your one that's the Tfue in question. But Today I Fucked Up is the story, multiple stories in which a person fucks up and we laugh at them because it's funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keeping this show on a bit of a clip and really, really going for it. I feel we got to... Last week you fucked up by not having them. But we had a lot of other stuff as well, so that was good.
Last week was particularly good.
We were full to the brim.
Was it last week that we were drinking and we got a bit silly?
We were drinking and put about... Very silly, Alex. We put about 100 things into the sea.
Oh, yeah.
Everything last week I was like, yeah, I'm putting it into the sea. Yeah, it's going in. Whatever. I don't give a shit.
We can't put anything into the sea this week because Harmstone's in Birmingham, and obviously there's no internet in Birmingham, so he can't be with us tonight.
Hello from Dungeness, Jim.
Local Jim
from Dungeness. I can't believe they've got any fucking signal
there either,
or electricity. Frankly, over in Dungeness.
Well, that's all they have in Dungeness, isn't it? Isn't that where the nuclear power plant is?
Yes, of course it is.
Literally
I see it as kind of like a
glowing.
I take shots at it because it's like out there in the sticks, but like obviously it's got a massive fucking nuclear power station where my father used to work when he was younger. Which is true.
There you go.
The signal is pretty shite.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Oh, by the way, conversation that we didn't have on stream, but I'm going to follow up with here anyway. I have indeed now changed phone network.
Oh, have you?
Yes, so I'm looking forward to going to London again and seeing if I actually have signal.
What were you on and what are you on?
I was on 3.
I'm on 3.
And every time I went to London, I had no signal.
Yeah, fuck 3.
And then I was in conversation with people, including Aletha, who said that she's got signal in London and she's on EE.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to EE's website.
Yes.
And I was like, oof, they're expensive.
That's lots of money.
I'd rather not have signal anywhere than pay that, if I'm being quite honest. And so I instead took to who uses EE's infrastructure, but does not charge the same as EE.
Is it Smarty? No. Okay.
There
what
are
is
a few.
Okay.
It turns out the network that I've been on for ages on my other phone that I use for work, Leica Mobile. And so now both of my contracts that aren't contracts are with Leica Mobile, and it's been working all right so far.
And the true test was when you go to...
it still says EE, even though I'm not on EE.
Nice.
So there you go. Yeah.
My friend told me Folkestone is really trendy now. Yeah, it is.
Only since 2007.
It is. It is trendy. We've been quite trendy for a while. At work, we've got a new woman that works with us, and she lives in Dover. And like, I have a habit of taking shots at Dover and Ashford.
Quite rightfully so. Yeah, they're both massive shitholes.
And my boss lives in Ashford, and this new woman lives in Dover. And I just, like, every time she mentioned it, I'm just like, I'm so sorry and stuff like that. And I just really, because she doesn't know me very well, I should ease her in gently to my sense of humor and give a fuck. But of course, because it's kind of a give a fuck thing, I just didn't ease her in at all and just went, I'm so sorry.
I mean, you're only there 2 days a week. She hasn't got much time to get used to.
Yeah, you've got to get up to speed pretty quickly.
She's got to go balls deep.
And then, like,
straight in.
And then, of course, then my boss will be just like, I think, Ashford's really nice. And I'm just like, she's like, the bit I'm in is really nice.
Do you mean Ashford Middlesex? Maybe you've got an argument there.
No.
But not Ashford Kent.
Yeah, they're both terrible.
Yeah.
Each lighthouse in the world rotates at a set frequency, so you know where you are just from observing the gaps in the light. They had to turn off the Dungeness one as the ships worked out where they were and decided to sink on purpose. It's like, full steam ahead. Yeah. Full throttle, bosun.
I mean,
clang, clang,
Dungeness
clang.
is not that bad, really.
No.
It's just that there's nothing there.
No.
It's not like, a shithole. It's
No.
just a void. There's just
Yes.
rocks and...
Yeah, avoid the rocks is the main... That's the reason they have the lighthouse
Avoid
down.
the rock, yes. Yeah.
It's a really neat little bit of wordplay there.
New Romney isn't great either. No, well, that's because most of it's underwater 3 times a year. Yeah. Anyway,
let's do Tifu.
Let's do Tifu.
You go for it.
I'm going to go first. This is going to get some reactions, I think.
Oh, do you?
I do think this is going to get some.
Get your reacting fingers ready.
Today I fucked up by making a joke post on Facebook Marketplace. That's not the bit that I thought was going to get him, but we're off to a good start.
I've got this vision of someone's like, do you know what? I'm going to put up something. I'm not having really got it for sale. Ha ha ha. Like, what did that person wake up and choose chaos that day?
My soul.
For sale.
We'll sell soul.
It's Fabergé egg. It's not real. I haven't got one. Ha ha ha. Anyway.
Today I fucked up by making a joke post on Facebook Marketplace. My cousin and I were talking about how people try to sell random stuff. So, I made a post offering my dirty socks for $10.
Oh, you weren't... Yeah, okay.
I have received many offers and a disturbing amount of replies. I have now learned that there is a whole community of people who like used socks, and the smellier the better.
Wow.
To top it off, I also stupidly used my real Facebook page. So I think I'm going to have to delete the whole fucking thing.
I don't know. It sounds like you're going to make some money.
I was taken by surprise, and I don't want to kink shame anyone, but damn! The things people have felt safe saying in messages leave me shocked. I was willing to sell the socks if someone wanted them, but so many people are asking that I can't possibly wear the amount of socks to keep up with what people want.
I can't possibly wear the amount of socks. I mean, it does sound like an easy moneymaker. How long do you have to wear your socks in order to give them the right scent?
I mean, if you've got an old pair of shoes that are like a really smelly pair of shoes, surely it won't take that long to transfer the smell.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm going out on a limb here and presuming it's a woman, but it could not be. But
I mean, I think that's where the money is. Often, being female is where the money is.
That's what I'm going
to be
with.
frank about it. But
obviously, we know that feet are wrong, so
Absolutely,
you must
yeah.
hate this shit.
Yep, you know, Alex for anti-pope and the
Hashtag
Church of Jez
feet
says
are wrong.
feet are wrong. Amen. But yeah, I'm surprised they're surprised. Honestly,
Yeah,
like you had to see this coming.
like come on. I don't know whether this person's. I think they do protest too much. It's like I know as a joke, I'll put on my. You know that bit in South Park where like Cartman wants to be friends with some adult friends and he's sick of child friends, so he goes on this website, this chat room, and he just goes, "I want an adult friend," and it just goes bling bling. Bling, 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 bling. See all these fucking guys just, and I just feel like this person's like, "What a joke! Let's just sell my dirty socks." And it's like bling, 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 bling. I want to wank over your socks, love, and stuff like when she says like, they were saying this really terrible stuff, and I'm like, yeah, they were, and that was what it was, right? They weren't going to just put them in a. I'd like you to know that I framed your socks. They are pride and play. Like no one's doing that. They're all wanking over them or into them. There's no bit where nobody that's buying socks off her has any other.
Well, I'm not sure what you do with dirty socks. Like,
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not sexual. What is the point of it, other than washing them? What? At which point it defeats the object.
I mean, yeah, it could be like a Monica type character who's like obsessed
Love
with
to
cleaning
clean.
them.
She was an innocent lady.
Yeah,
She was an innocent lady.
yeah, was an innocent lady. Now she's a very rich woman.
Like
The money changed her.
we were talking about coming up with a fake AI-driven female VR. I say VR. What's what I said?
VTuber.
VTuber that we would run.
We could definitely sell her smelly socks.
Yeah, right. They'd just be our smelly socks.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's one guy in the world who go. That's a bloke. They don't think they're not going to do
it's not
it.
going to happen, is it?
They're not going to happen.
No.
I'm going to start collecting my socks, and we're going to do this. And then loads of people, and then honestly, the sad thing is, they're going to get more people watching it as our stupidly animated
Oh yeah,
VTuber.
A fake woman will get more views than an actual man.
That seems like something we should prove.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think we need to prove it. I think that already exists.
Yeah, that's true.
To be honest with you. Yeah.
Maybe also maybe something furry or cute. Definitely something kind of some sort of kawaii.
Yeah, just some kind of cat ears.
Cat ears.
Always bringing
pink.
people. Yeah.
Just, I don't know what we're going to do all day, but it won't matter because they'll just all talk to us. And they'll be like, thanks so much for the subscription. Oh, thanks for the bits. Feminism wins.
It's not feminism, it's post-feminism, but carry on.
We are going to make... Listen, I know who's the real winner. It's us. Like socks with kittens on them. I'm going to just... I'll be at work and I'm like, why are you wearing socks with kittens on them all day? And I'm like...
this puppy right here, $100.
I honestly wonder if it could be done.
This one, haven't taken it off for a week. $400.
Think about the money. Where's the money, Lebowski? Okay.
I'm going to get some water.
Was that the end of your thing, by the way? I presume it was.
Yes.
He's gone. He's left me all alone. It very rarely happens. Oh my god, I think I've read the end of this. Right.
Yes. Don't all welcome me back.
Are you going to wear girly socks?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, socks are just socks, right?
No.
If you know what I mean. Like, as far
No.
as I'm just like, I can wear whatever I want, but I'd have to wear socks that are predominantly worn by girls if I'm to convince these guys that a girl once wore them. And I couldn't just send these socks. They'd never believe it. The whole thing is in the branding and the look. I think it's possible.
Bring me sock shine.
And your smile. Today I fucked up by obliterating my wife's fish.
Yes, it's the fish.
And in a lady's size. Yes, it can't be a size 9.
Yeah, I'm going to have a problem with these boats, aren't I?
You're going to be like, there. It's going to be there. Who buys them?
I'll wear it
How?
on my
Where?
cock instead. How about that?
Oh, dear.
I can not wash my cock as easily as not washing my feet. It's the same process.
I wonder if we could put 2 socks on and whether it would permeate through both. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't think it would.
We couldn't. There's no real way of gaming this. We just have to wear.
Shut up and take my money. You can nosh your cock. I can't. I've got too many ribs, but some people can.
Is that because your cock hangs down to your feet?
Yes. No, that would be too big, wouldn't it? Then it'd have the same problem.
We're gonna have to work this out. There must be a way of gaming this whole thing.
Start again.
I don't know. Today I fucked up by obliterating my wife's fish. My leg. Right.
I'm confused a little bit by the chat. Did what I was saying get clipped by bad signal or something?
I think as you said not,
Yeah.
and you said wash, it sounded like you were about to say nosh,
Oh,
but you didn't complete the word.
it was not wash. I
Yeah.
cannot wash my cock.
Yeah.
Is what I said
Yeah.
for clarity.
Yes.
And it was a
Do as Jesus does.
statement of potential rather than a statement of fact. To also be clear.
Make feet smell like perfume. On the 3rd day, Jesus decided to wash a lot of feet.
He gathered up the socks and he sold them on eBay. Made a killing and opened a new church.
Yeah. He was about to clean the feet, and when somebody said, actually, could you just not, Jesus, because that's like how I make my money. And Jesus looked confused.
And then he opened an OnlyFans.
Nosh wash. A nosh wash?
It's like a posh wash, but as you're going through the drive-through,
Yes.
you're also eating a pasty. It's a nosh wash.
Nosh wash. It's a takeaway and car wash at the same time. That's good.
Feet are wonga.
Oh. Snaps for Tamsin.
I said it earlier. She's definitely paying those writers again. She's on form.
I like it.
We've missed the Tamsin puns.
I have.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's been a while, but that's 2 in one day. Bam.
Jesus likes taco. Random fact. Do you think? Do you know? I went in Taco Bell. You know, we were talking about Taco Bell and how much you think it's total shit in the UK, and then I had it, and it was total shit. And I said, Jeremy, it's total shit. And you said, actually, I've had some now, and it was total shit. And I was like, I'm still suspicious. And you said, if you get the opportunity at some point, why don't you divert from? Do you remember this conversation?
I do.
Why don't you divert from having something and have that instead? And I was on my way up to live action roleplay because I went up to Curious Pastimes this past weekend, and I had the opportunity to have Burger King or Taco Bell, and so I had Taco Bell, and I didn't know what to have because it all looks like something that when it gets it, the amazing quesadillas is going to be really amazingly tiny, and the amazing taco will be amazingly tiny. So I didn't know what to have, so I looked it up online to see whether someone had a top 10, and the number one thing that they suggested at Taco Bell was the Crunch Wrap Supreme. And I don't know if you have ever had the Crunch Wrap Supreme.
Too much vegetables in it,
but
that's why I don't.
I was going to Dr. Fruitbat. I was going to Burger King on the way back. We went to McDonald's. Wasn't my choice. I still loved it, but I normally save my Burger Kings for the way back. But yeah, I had a Crunch Wrap Supreme, added more jalapenos, and I thought it was really good. I was like, oh, this is all right. I was sitting there really happily, and I had some fries, and I just
the fries are good.
The fries were nice, and also the sauce that you get with it. There's a hot sauce you get with it, and I was like, "What's this?" And I opened this hot sauce from Taco Bell, and I opened it like that quite quickly, and it wasn't very resistant, so it just ripped really quickly, and all this sauce splurged out on my fingers, and I went like that to lick it off my fingers, and it was really hot, and I was like, "Oh, whew, that's a spicy meatball." So
so you approve of Taco Bell then?
Yes,
Good.
it's. I think maybe. I mean, I've only had it twice now, and 50% of the time it's been amazing, and 50% of the time it's been total shit. So,
but that other time was historic, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was in the past.
I think they did really change things up.
It was in Nottingham, which is a very historic city, so it's probably the same one they had, from ancient times.
Yeah, the ancient Taco Bell
from the old times.
Of yore.
Yes, and it had a crack in the bell, a bit like the Philadelphia Liberty Bell kind of thing. It's really old.
I mean,
stuff.
I think we probably gave that to them.
Yeah, probably.
Or something. I don't know.
There
you go. Taco Bell, good.
So Taco Bell, yeah. I'm into it at the moment. I would like to try it again. I wouldn't mind actually trying all of the things, just so I know what's on it, because I know what's on the menu of the other thing. So
I always go with the quesadillas, and then
I'll
I
have
get
the quesadillas.
like a snack burrito as a side.
Cheesy, chicken quesadillas, I think it might be cheesy quesadillas was the second best.
Sometimes I can't choose, and I have the chicken quesadillas and the beef quesadillas, because why not? Just if you're Taco Belling, just go wild. It's already calories, might as well add some more on.
Why not? Today I fucked up by obliterating my wife's fish.
Giggity.
We'll never find out. My wife's 8-year-old, very... It is a fish. My wife's 8-year-old, very large goldfish was dying from dropsy. Dropsy? Dropsy's like a fucking ancient disease. I didn't know goldfish got dropsy.
What is dropsy? It sounds really cute.
I was going to look it up, but I didn't. Dropsy.
Why does he look like that, Mom? He's got
dropsy. Sploosh. Suffered from being dropped in the sea. It's a fish. It would like it.
Doesn't sound bad, yeah. Not for a fish, anyway.
Dropsy in the Blenzy. It was suffering. Doesn't matter what dropsy is, but if you feel like finding out what it is and sticking it in the chat,
please do.
Like fish, in my head, are either alive or dead, especially a goldfish. I mean, they don't have illnesses.
It's a 50-50 chance, frankly. They're either alive or dead.
I said that to Mark the other day. Our friend Mark, we went to stay with Mark where he lives before, as a staging post before we went to Curious Pastimes, and he said something. I can't remember what he said. He said something like, yeah, I might, I'll either will or I won't. I said, yeah, it's 50-50. And it kind of gave him a look that they always have. And I'm just like, oh my God, just like never gets bored of saying this. Just like, but unlike my friend Fliss, who properly had a brain melt when I said it to her.
I so love winding people up.
He just 50-50.
It's incredible.
Just kind of moved along.
The people who take it very seriously are the best. Because like, no, it's not like that. I'm like, no, but it is though, isn't it? Think about it.
Think about it.
Like,
either will or it won't.
You've got two options. It either will happen or it won't happen. Like, it's a 50-50 chance. Everything's a 50-50 chance. Just stop thinking so hard. It's not difficult.
Dropsy refers to swelling under the skin and is generally known today as edema. In edema, the area under the skin fills with fluid. Well, that's unsurprising with a creature that spends so much time in water. It's like, yeah, I've had this hole and I've had water filling. He's got gills. Of course he's going to get water in there.
Orifices for
where's water? It's got a mouth that opens and shuts. Of course there's water going in. All fucking fish are in a state of dropsy. It's hardly a big surprise.
Yeah. I have heard of Edema, actually. They were a new metal band in the early 2000s. Quite enjoyed them, actually.
A funky cold edema.
Sometimes I only remember the days when I was young.
It sounds like Skeletor's doing a musical.
They did sound a bit Skeletor-y, actually.
My wife's very large goldfish was dying from dropsy, and it was very large because it had dropsy. It was suffering and on the verge of death. I'm sure. I mean,
aren't we all? Like, stop complaining.
Yeah, exactly. First world problems. We looked into it. There's a lot of water in that. Yeah, that's what it's filled up with, to be honest with you. Oh, I'm not a vet. We looked into it and realised there was no hope for recovery. Come on, just stop you there, man. Like, it's TLDR, a goldfish.
I looked at the goldfish and it looked a bit fucked.
Like Captain Brilliant says, cure for a sick goldfish is to get a new gold. It's a goldfish. How attached can you be to a...
People really love that goldfish,
It's not like a dog or a cat, regardless of your feelings about these things, that, like, you really want to save.
You can keep your dog in a fish tank because sea.
Yeah. Well, like, take a cat, for example, where you're like, I love the cat, I want to take him to the vet and do everything I can to make this cat survive and pay out huge vet bills. But, like, they're going, oh, there's something wrong with that fish. I'm like, it's a shit, it's a fish. My mate...
More controversial opinions here.
It's just a fish. Come on. It's not a tropical fish or a special fish or like an amazing fish that lives in
none of them last very long.
It's just a goldfish.
Like, what's the longest lasting fish? Get on your Googles again.
It's just like my mate used to have a piranha and he used to feed the piranha goldfish because that's what it ate. And while he was away on holiday, he had me to go in and go and feed the piranha the goldfish. And one day I went in and the piranha was gone and just the goldfish was swimming around.
Fucking legend of a goldfish.
I know, right? But, like, what's the... If you're a person with tropical fish and a big aquarium and all this stuff and all the gubbins you're doing, a little skull, a little castle, fair enough. You're like, fucking hell, that fucking fish cost me £1,000. That beautiful rainbowy kind of looking
like
thing.
A Nemo thing.
But it's a gold. You know what I'm talking. It's just a goldfish we're talking about.
They give them away at like
it's not,
dodgy fun fairs.
You win it at a fair.
Yeah. There you go. Karis had a goldfish called Trevor. I won him at a fair.
It's just not. It's not
that's
anything.
Where everyone. That's where they live. That's where you get goldfish from.
It's like saying I had a pet woodlouse, and it's just like
those things last forever. It
got really big, and we didn't know what to do with it. I'm like, it's a fucking woodlouse, mate. Get a grip. Get a grip. Like that. It was suffering and on the verge of death. We looked into it and realized there was no hope for recovery. Jesus Christ. So she asked me to euthanize it. The consensus on the quick... Who would you take a poll? Why are you asking about it? Just flush it down the toilet.
How do I euthanize
What are you talking about?
A goldfish?
The consensus on the quickest and most humane method was blunt force trauma. Hit it with something. Take it out and hit it with something. Or just cut it with a knife.
Take it round back and put it out of its misery.
Why do you care? You know, this must be what it's like to be Thanos thinking about us. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why would I? They're just people. It doesn't matter. Why are we overthinking it? Take it clubbing.
Like playing The Sims. What?
Mortimer.
How am I going to kill
Goff.
this dude? Put him in the swimming pool and take the steps away. That'll do.
Right. As a kid, this is a bit of a flashback here. As a kid, I was a designated fish killer in my family. Did this happen a lot? Which involved slamming fish on the ground. I threw it on the ground.
I took the rest of the tank too. Welcome to the real world, jackass. I wasn't dead.
What a family!
I am now.
They've had so many fish, and I was the designated fish killer. Like, as a kid...
He had a jersey and everything, and just on the back, fish kill.
Fish killer with an A. His brother was the designated hitchhiker killer. You've got to hopefully draw the right thing in your family with that one. Okay, all of us have got to kill something. So, like, I'll be the fish killer. All right, he's got dibs on fish killer. That means you have to be the grandparent killer. Anyway, so why is the dad not the dead? Like, if your family pet dies or needs to be dealt with like this, surely the father does it.
Maybe the dad was taken out by a goldfish at a young age.
No wonder they want to kill all the fish.
Really
This is the second paragraph, but I have so many questions because, like, why, as a kid? Oh, let's get Bob to it. Yeah, like, he needs to grow up pretty quickly.
He's got a good swing.
He can do it. Surely we've all just put them down the toilet and let them swim away into... I mean, if the force of the water doesn't kill them, they'll just go somewhere else. But if you want to kill them, just hit them really hard, presumably. I was the designated fish killer in my family, which involved slamming fish on the ground. So you just take it and throw it on the ground, but you don't just put it on like a chopping board and hit it with a meat tenderizer
or a claw hammer. As
yeah, right. Why wouldn't you do this? It messed me up a bit because I wasn't strong enough to kill them instantly, so it took multiple attempts. Like that bit in Game of Thrones where Theon tries to kill Sir Roderick and can't quite get through his head. Why doesn't the dad do it? What, the dad's watching on, like going, I think you'll get it one of these days, son. He's like, I can't kill it. I can't kill it. He's like, you'll fucking kill it, mate. Be a man. That's turned into Bill Sykes. Last night, I wanted to avoid that scenario and make it as painless as possible. I love this flashback. The years of painful fish killings had left me scarred. Now, I wanted to get it right for the first time in my life. I asked my wife to leave the room because she was very upset over the fish.
I mean, if it's got dropsy, surely it's going to bounce. So it's going to be harder to kill, in the words of Maroon 5.
I asked my wife to leave the room because she looked upset. I decided to put the fish in a plastic grocery bag and slam it on the counter as hard as I could. The fish was completely obliterated. Can't even say that properly, but we know it was going to be obliterated because it was in the title, which I read 3 times. The fish was completely obliterated. The bag ripped open, and pieces of the goldfish sprayed everywhere. I told my wife to stay upstairs. Stay upstairs. Don't come in. Whatever you do, don't come in. But she got suspicious. Of what? There's only one thing you know he's doing. What are you suspicious about? Maybe he's cheating on me with a fish. That's why he doesn't want me to cut. Oh, no, it's just everywhere.
Got suspicious he wasn't killing it.
Everyone in this is just...
making sweet, sweet love to the goldfish.
Every part of this is fucking shit.
Lonix has a question. I only know that because they're using a question mark. But I'm not a French speaker. You a French speaker?
I don't know why I'm subbed, is the question there, I think. Conne is the verb to know, so I don't know I'm subbed Monday for... I don't know I'm subbed. I am sub Monday for... Why did I get subbed?
I've no idea. You obviously came here in the past.
You must have dropped in at some point.
And some gift subs were dropped.
Yeah, you got given it. It was a gift.
Enjoy your gift.
C'est un cadeau de William. Will gave you it. What's the give is donner. Will don le gift sub.
Doner kebab.
Okay. I hope that helps. I have the luck sub on your channel. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. You got it from Will. You got given it.
It didn't cost you anything. Don't worry.
There was nothing. It was zero.
It was free.
It was free. Libre.
Lucha Libre.
Vous gagnez. Yes, but welcome. Le sub.
Bienvenue? Is that welcome? Or have I just made up a word?
What's that? Say, j'aimerais un cadeau rempli de zizi. Got a bad feeling that. I would like a present, but rempli de zizi, I've no idea.
Jamie Ray's a cadet.
This is getting into like...
reptiles on Zaza.
Je m'appelle Claude. That's where it's going, isn't it? Ionix, you're very welcome. Hopefully you'll get some of the bits and pieces we say. I'll do it in French. I won't. Anyway, the bag writ of this again. If you were confused before at the gift sub, the fourth sentence of a fish-killing Tifu is going to confuse you to bits. I told my wife to stay upstairs, but she got suspicious and came down after 5 minutes. 5 minutes? Bits of fish were on the counter, stove, fridge, and even our Christmas tree. I was still finding pieces this morning.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. I was still finding pieces in the morning. My wife was horrified and cried until she went to bed. It's a fish! Get a fucking grip! TLDR, I euthanized my wife's dying fish quickly, but in the most visually traumatic way possible.
There you go. You said I would like a gift full of penises.
Oh, is that what I said? Listen.
I mean, you should never look at.
I would like
gift penis in the Jap's eye. So
j'aimerais, yeah, I would like, yeah. I didn't know that was which word was penises? Was it ZZ? I have no idea what's going on. I'm English. Welcome in, Vanessa. The quick version is someone killed a fish
badly,
and it went everywhere.
Splattered it right up the wall.
Couldn't you have Googled how to kill a fish in a better way? ZZ is the word for penis.
I mean, it's not difficult to kill a fish, as we mentioned. You just fucking put it down the toilet.
Do you know, ZZ's is an Italian restaurant chain in England?
It is.
So does that mean whenever a French person comes along, it just says,
like,
penis? Can't you just let the fish die? That's what they're best at. Apparently not. That's another reason. This is such bollocks, right?
I mean, it's doing its best to die. It's gone to the effort to get itself dropsy.
ZZ equals easy. She's a ZZ lover. Got a hold on you. Anyway, I once had to kill a pigeon, I think, that got into the house and the cats had clawed at it.
Oh.
Back when I lived at my brother's house when he was away overseas, and I was looking after his house, and I was looking after his cats as well. And and a bird had kind of flown in somehow. Or what had happened probably was the cat went out and dragged it in, and the bird was in shock, and it was still alive, but it was, kill me. And I had to kill it, I really felt. And there were feathers everywhere, and I put it in a bag so that it wouldn't go everywhere, because I couldn't think of anything other than blunt force trauma. So I basically just, I took a spade, and I hit it as hard as I could with it. And just before I did, it let out a little kind of pigeony coo. Like, coo. Maybe it was a dove. I can't think it was a dove. It wasn't a dove. I know it wasn't a dove. There wasn't a dove in my back garden. Anyway, the bird let out a plaintive bird cry, and I hit it as hard as I could with a spade, and then threw it in the trash.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
I mean, I can't say I've ever had to kill anything that has some level of sentience. Like, I think flies is flies and spiders is probably the most that I've put to death.
I feel like we've got this guy coming in here who just wants to get us to say weird shit.
Just say penisy shit in French.
Yeah. Because that is con is when it's black, right? So that's kind of like it's trop is like probably is too much. It's too, the something is too much when it's black. So you can probably
intuit what is being.
Yeah. My French is good enough that I'm just kind of like able to see. I can see where you're going. Gift sub.
Yeah,
I'm calling you now.
The other issue is that my French pronunciation is terrible, so it's not going to sound anything like.
It's a joke for my channel
where the English people say that they like penises. And
can we go? Let's all go and check it out. These English people, they say this fucking bullshit. My channel is Inoxtag. Well, listen, maybe we should follow you and then come and see it, and then we'll get you say things in English like I'm a cunt. Do you know that word, cunt?
Lecunt.
It's English.
Yeah.
It's English. I will check it. I promise I will check it. Inoxtag. Let's not forget it. Let's go and see your crazy thing. Thank you very much for dropping in. I'm not going to keep saying I like sucking dicks in French, basically, anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also, the fact is I don't really give that much of a shit. So it's kind of, much as I'm sure you'd love to clip me saying this, but wouldn't you rather have me say something like, go to Inoxtag's channel? It's the best fucking thing in the world if you like saying dick.
Yeah.
And use that if you want.
I was going to say, be careful what you're endorsing without looking first.
Who gives a shit? It's Twitch. It's the wild fucking West. Nobody cares. Do you know what I mean? It's just a fucking free fall.
It's a lawless land.
It is. Well, like
full of people convincing you to say things about penises in foreign languages.
Yeah. If that's the worst that we're gonna get, you know what I mean? It's a very pretty tame stuff. Listen, I just think that this guy, for someone who as a kid had killed many fish, had shown no ability to correctly.
He had not used his experience well.
No. I'm surprised he was still the fish killer in his family.
Yeah.
I'm sure maybe that he got that rescinded.
Maybe now, after, spreading it fish fingers against the wall sign across the wall.
You know when you're if you prove that you're not very good at something, people stop asking you to do it. Make it like Keris can't make tea. So then nobody asks her to. So if you fail to euthanize a dying fish, you're like, well, no one's going to ask me to do that again.
Yeah, this was deliberate.
Yeah, I think so.
He definitely planned being shit at killing the fish. Maybe he lives in Calais. Hey, if he lived in Calais, he'd be closer than most of you motherfuckers. Yeah.
Today, I gift you $500.
Go for it, bro.
Listen, the bits are there for you to, I look forward to it. $500.
By all means.
What the fuck does Keris get wrong about tea? Well, we're as confused as you are.
These are the questions. Yeah. But
it's boiling water in a tea bag.
It is true.
She's not the only one.
It is objectively true.
People are really bad at making it.
She cannot make tea. Yeah. Whereas I, who do not drink tea, make an excellent cup of tea.
Duncan makes a good cup of tea.
Does he make tea?
He does frequently. He really likes tea. He's a big fan of tea. When I used to live with Duncan, we had tea all day long. It'd be like, get up, cup of tea. And then about 11's it'd be a cup of tea. Oh, we haven't had a cup of tea in a while. Watch TV for a cup of tea. We make cups of tea all day long. We're both really good at making cups of tea. He was slightly better because he put half a spoonful of sugar in on top of everything. That was his. I've said this before, but his way of making your tea slightly better is if you have 2 sugars, he gave you 2.5.
I mean, a spoonful of sugar helps the shit tea go down.
That's true. Subscribe my channel, $1,000. Subscribe to your channel for like £5, and you're going to give me This is a business model I don't think can hold up, I have to say.
No, it doesn't seem likely considering you were surprised at the notion of receiving a gift sub, so it doesn't quite sound
I science it too much.
legitimate.
This is how I make tea. I put in the tea bag, and I pour in the boiling water. It goes up. I leave it in for a bit. I give it a stir. I don't leave it in too long because it'll get all tanniny and horrible. I leave it a little bit, give it a squidge on the side, take it out, put the milk in, not too much, so it's still slightly dark, but not completely horribly milky, and that's how I make it. Je ne comprends rien. I understand nothing. He understands nothing. That is not true. C'est pas vrai. Because you clearly understood loads.
Luciano Pavarotti. Is that French?
Where's yes, absolutely. Why not?
Good. I'm
Where's
glad I'm doing that right.
You speak good, Lol. Thank you.
Speaking of French, do you know what I've been watching this week, or I've watched the first episode of? The Traitors, Quebec.
Le traiteur.
It is Le Traiteur, yeah.
Qui est le traiteur?
Yeah.
Où est le
They
traiteur?
don't say murder, though. They say assassinate. It's really interesting.
Vous êtes le traiteur. Moi, le traiteur? Oui. Ah ha ha ha. That's how it sounds.
Dis a ton pote, kill me brain, stop.
Listen, I think...
Bang in French.
Où est le traiteur?
That is
Le
what they say.
traiteur est dans le château.
Yeah, I don't know who the traitor is, though. I've only watched one episode.
Je ne sais pas qui le traiteur. Mais...
Oh, yeah, and they don't say faithful either. They say, I feel like I think it translates to like loyal, the loyal or something like that.
Je ne regarde traiteur. Jamais. Jamais, says Hannah. She's never watched The Traitors. A traitor de lait.
Is that traitor with milk?
It's a milk traitor.
Oh.
That's if you have like semi-skim milk, not real milk. That's when you're a milk traitor. Oh, what's it? Is this fucking... You milk traitor. Full fat or get the fuck out. I kind of feel like... I kind of wish Harmstone was here right now, because he has a key skill that I think we might perhaps want to employ.
Mm.
But
I mean, I can employ that if it's thoroughly needed.
I think there's one bit. There's this one small bit that made me think, yes.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't we move into our next segment?
Yes.
Whilst I employ some fun.
Yes.
And then we can carry on with our lives. Shall we move into this or this?
Oh, do that.
Okay, it's going to be difficult for me to do that while I'm doing this. So
Okay, let's just do
that first.
You just do that one first, and we'll just do it in a bit. We'll see how it goes. I think it's probably not super relevant, but I got a feeling that I just got a feeling.
Okay.
Oh yes, Keris, actually, could you? That would be great.
Yeah,
That'll do.
right. Let's move on. It's the segment that we have employed a lot more regularly recently because it's fun. And it makes all of you go, that sounds horrible. It's going viral. Tasty.
So meaty.
So going viral, as the name suggests, is where we look at some bacteria and viruses that are going around and debate whether they're going to give us a cold or not. Is that what the segment was?
It absolutely is, yes.
Yeah. So today we're looking at Staphylococcus aureus. I can't even carry on anymore. We're going to look at some viral videos.
Yes.
I can't remember what they are now because I usefully labelled them 1 and 2, which is obviously very descriptive, and I'm sure you can work out what it is from 1 and 2. I think I remember what 2 is. Should we do 2 first?
Yes!
And then maybe 1 will come to me.
See you later, Captain Brilliant. Thanks for joining us.
So we often find on this show that there are several cultural divides, even amongst English-speaking countries.
Okay, yes.
Like, we do things that the Americans are like, what the fuck?
Yes.
And vice versa.
Like, yes.
Here is one example, and I don't quite, I can't understand how this is not a thing elsewhere.
I'm making sandwiches for my boyfriend and I because we're going on a hike tomorrow. And as I'm doing this, it occurred to me that French people do something very weird with sandwiches that I think you guys would find strange. So I wanted to share it with you. This is butter. So obviously I have an entire half a baguette, obviously. And what they do, it's like a classic sandwich. It's ham, cheese, and butter. Literally just swab it on. No mayonnaise, no mustard, just butter. And listen, I know you might be thinking that sounds gross. It's actually so good. Is it healthy? No, of course not. Look at all that. So I'm gonna butter these babies up, and then I just put Emmental cheese and jambon de pays, so ham. And that's what we eat. That's what we eat over here. Butter sandwiches with ham and cheese. When you think about it, it's kind of crazy. Like, obviously mayonnaise is basically fat as well, but like at least there's some flavor. And it's good, dude. It's good. Don't ask me. Don't knock it till you try it, okay? Go get yourself a baguette, a real baguette. Grab some butter. Butter that baby up.
What do you use instead?
Some ham and cheese
Isn't
in
that
it.
just how you make...
Oh, God. Okay, that's all.
Okay, so if I can hear what she said, this is crazy what they do. Did she say Italy? Or
In France.
In
That's what
France.
she said.
What
But
they do is...
She extends it to
Okay.
Europe in general, really.
Is they take a load of butter, and they don't do what we do, is what I thought she said, which is put mayonnaise and mustard in it. They just put butter in it, and they slop it on there. And oh my God, I know it's not as healthy as mayonnaise and mustard as well. But butter, I mean, what she's saying is, by removing those other items, it's more unhealthy. But try it, don't knock it. Is that what she's saying?
No, she was saying that butter was not healthy, and therefore buttering your...
I mean, she's correct.
Your
Butter
bread.
isn't healthy, but
No. But the basic notion of the video is, lol, look at these fucking Europeans. They put butter in their sandwiches. Lol.
Yeah, and it's like, that's what you do. Does she not? Is that what she doesn't put? She's never had butter in a sandwich before.
Clearly not. No.
She just uses mayonnaise and mustard, and there's no other way. A saucy kind of moist thing, basically. Zut alors, those crazy Europeans making their sandwiches.
Yeah, I mean, haven't sandwiches always had like butter or more modernly margarine?
That's it. In America, I always presumed that. Where's Ellie? I think I pissed her off when I told her I didn't like
Pinball machines.
Pinball machines.
Yeah,
Maybe she's still here. Because I always got the impression that butter or marge as the second aspect to the sandwich, as the thing, rather than having just raw, dry bread, someone thought we need to have a little kind of thing between our fillings. So,
and it helps to like glue it together.
Yeah. The whole
like
thing.
The sticky part.
I presumed it was global that everyone used a butter or marge thing. And it would strike me as, I feel that the Americans are generally less healthy, that they would also do this. So to hear that they're like, Europe, what the fuck? But also like just going straight to mayonnaise, which is also probably unhealthy.
Yes.
And then
probably
mustard as well.
worse for you, in fact.
Yeah. Just sticking. See, that doesn't strike me as a spread. That strikes me as part of the filling, if you know what I mean.
It is by definition a condiment.
Yeah, so
not
you're
a spread.
adding, that's not the spread. You've gone too much.
Yeah. You've taken out the good bit and put in something which admittedly is good. I do love a mayonnaise in a sandwich, especially a ham sandwich. But you've just gone balls deep in something else wet when you already had an answer.
What do they do with butter in the US then? Use it as lube?
They cook with it. Like they use it in the pan. That's pretty much it.
Like, I mean, remembered Tamsin about this relentless use of lube for...
Oh, yeah. You use it as lotion.
Yeah, that just fucking wank. Jesus Christ.
Americans be using mayo instead of butter to grill cheese sandwiches. Yeah, that's true. Put mayonnaise on the outside and then put it straight in the griddle.
It always struck me that the way that America was generally speaking pretty unhealthy, and they've got all the big tubs of full fat everything and full sugar everything and full butter everything, and everything was kind of just the most excessively unhealthy gloopy spread. So to be kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe you guys are doing something super unhealthy. They say putting on barbecue sauce directly into her mouth.
It is pretty rich. Yeah.
It has to be English mustard. I bloody love English mustard.
I don't like mustard in any form.
I like it in my mouth.
Yeah.
That was on a knife, by the way. I put it in my mouth.
Yeah, so thank you for the heads up that was louder than us. I don't think we really said anything during it, so that's fine.
Yeah, we were just staring. Sorry, though.
I'll make a point of checking the volume on this one. It's difficult because there's a tripod in the way, but I'll do my best. I've now remembered what the other video is.
Okay.
And let me say, it's pretty much a continuation of Today I Fucked Up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Have you ever been in a situation where you thought, oh, I really wish I had made a better clothing choice today?
Sometimes when it's hot and I've been wearing a hoodie, I wish I'd made a better clothing choice, but that's probably it.
Yeah. This guy definitely fucked up today.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing here, guys. This guy. Oh no, that's exactly why. That's exactly what I thought was gonna happen. Pobrecito. Ahora, le está pegando un atomic wedge al pobre. It's taking him back to elementary. Oh no, there's no use. You're stuck, bro. You have to have American Ninja Warrior strength to get yourself out of that one. Oh, his pants are gonna tear. This is the worst day to wear skinny jeans, friend. Why did you wear the skinny jeans? And I bet you laced up your shoes super tight too. This was the worst day to lace up your Jordans, bro. You probably pumped up the pumps all the way to the top. Yep, your pants are gonna fall and your shoes ain't gonna come off, are they? I bet. Yep.
Look at this shit.
Oh, you're in the cabrito al pastor pose. They got you hanging like a cabrito in the butcher shop, my friend. No, your shoes aren't coming off. You laced up your Jordans, bro. You shouldn't have laced them up.
Oh, this is fucking brilliant. That's so fucking good.
That is instant karma.
That's really good.
That is instant karma. You fuck with us, you get stuck on a fence in your shitty skinny jeans, little bastard.
That was very good. Couldn't quite see the extent of what was going on. But what's he caught with? What's he got? Like,
I think it started with his pocket and then escalated from there, really. Yeah. As the dude said, you're going to need American Ninja Warrior skills, or, any country's Ninja Warrior skills to get your fucking stuff out of that.
Those famous American ninjas we've heard so much about. That was excellent. I enjoyed both those virals.
Yeah, and both kind of mixed some other categories that we've already done. The controversial opinion of butter in your sandwich, and
if he had butter on him, he'd have got it out of that.
He definitely
a lot
just
easier.
Slid on out of that problem.
Have we lost our Ionics French talking I like dicks guy?
I think they were dealt with in the way that the goldfish should probably have been dealt with a ball-peen hammer.
Did we get rid of them?
I think that might have been.
Speak now. Say something.
I mean, it's a shame we're not going to get our $500 now, but.
You got to 1,000 at one point. Yeah. Hammer smash. Oh, was it? Good. I don't know. There was one thing he said. Thank you, Aletha. I thought it was fun for a bit. There was one thing he said that I thought, we've gone down the wrong way. I'll point it out in a bit. But one of the things he said was like, I think you might not be. I
wasn't fully convinced by the trying to, make people say things like. You like cocks, ha ha. I'm like, well, that's homophobic to begin with, so let's just.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I saw it all as kind of playful, say the stuff you don't know shit, which is like tale as old as time, but I think that there was something that I think was definitely fuck that guy. Let's never go to his channel. I know we wanted the $500.
Yeah, we all want $500, but maybe sell your
this
ass.
Billionaire who's just like, I can't give these $500 away.
Nobody understands me. They keep thinking I'm being a homophobe.
Which I think he was.
Yeah, I think he definitely was. Right. Do you want to do this, or should we just move straight to this?
Well, I don't think we're going to make it to the end of our time. We might. We've got 2 Am I the Arseholes, and we were thinking of haters going to hate.
Yeah. And I've got something for you to hate. So.
Oh! I don't laugh out loud very often, but I did when Alex said he'd get him to say things in English like, I'm a cunt. I mean, I have to say, the word cunt is always going to get that job done when you can hit it hard, I suppose. But thank you. I'm glad you laughed out loud.
The word cunt will never not be funny.
It's always good.
Yeah.
That's the point when my dad's going to jump in, isn't it? It's like, well, let's see what Alex is doing. He doesn't speak like that. He doesn't own a country manor. Let's see what the boy's doing. I'm a cunt. I don't speak like that either. Nobody speaks like the way I'm speaking. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Shall we go on to the segment?
I don't know. I'm quite enjoying letting you talk yourself.
Alex's
in circles,
accents.
Actually.
It's a new segment where I'm asked to say things in a certain accent.
Yeah, I would ask you to say some things in some other accents, but there's a risk of offending even more people if I do that.
Well, we can only hope.
So maybe I won't. Could you possibly tell me I'm a cunt in a Nicaraguan accent?
Dare I?
I mean, I don't know what a Nicaraguan accent sounds like, so
I don't know what it is.
You could literally say anything, and I'd be like, oh yeah.
That's true. I won't. Okay. It says blocking.
Good choice. Let's move on. Being as he's being a massive block, let's get him to say what he likes and what he doesn't like in the segment we call Hate's Gonna Hate.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
We haven't done Haters Gonna Hate in a while.
It's been a very long time.
This is a segment where we will hate relentlessly on shit, regardless, basically, as best as we can.
Yes, if you would like to suggest things for us to hate on, we have to hate on them, whether that is our true thoughts and opinions or not. So, if you have got to know us in any way, something that we love would be a great topic for us to hate on. Now, I have something for you.
Okay, I think that one might be for you.
I think that might be for me.
Because it can't be the other way around, right? Because it's easy for you to hate on the well-known...
You've hated on the other thing.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, you have hated on the opposite of
which is iPhone for Alex. I think I have hated on...
You have hated on Apple in general, yes.
Yeah.
Because obviously I made him do that the moment he bought another iPhone.
Yeah. Lego.
Like a massive cunt.
Lego. Either of us could probably hate on Lego. It's Legos, by the way.
It is Legos. There's more than one of them.
What are you going to have me hate on?
So, Alex, I would like you...
I'm really curious.
...to hate on Millionaire Shortbread.
Oh, fuck. I had some of that just before we came on air.
Because he's a masochist. He hates it, really.
It's disgusting. I don't know why I bought it. It's horrible. Do you know, the biscuity base... It tasted...
Is it buttery?
No. Let me reassure you. It's Millionaire Shortbread. Is there a more arrogant and audacious name? Like their millionaires are out there ordering this sweet treat and going, nothing more will do for me. There's no other snack will do other than something that's made of like biscuit and caramel and chocolate. Like that's what all millionaires are eating. So I'm very confused at why they've called it Millionaire Shortbread. It's just like that's the cake for me. And people are offering them things like, you know, a Bakewell tart or a fondant fancy, because that sounds pretty fancy for a millionaire. And they're like just knocking them onto the floor relentlessly and just going, no, a millionaire shortbread. And then someone invented the billionaire shortbread. And what that is the same, but the chocolate bit on the top is sprinkled with like gold leafy bits.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, oh, do go fuck yourselves. Like, at what point did we think that someone in Morrison, some peasant at Asda, has gone there and gone, do you know what? Let's live like the rich live. Let's have a millionaire short. Oh, do you know what, Doris? We should. Let's push the boat out a little bit. Let's have ourselves a million. Oh no, Doris, I've seen a billionaire shortbread. That's how that Steve Jobs would have lived. He would have eaten one of those. That's what that Donald Trump's would have liked, wouldn't he? A billionaire shortbread. Like, give over. The name alone is just fucking bullshit. And when you actually eat it, that's all it is like biscuity base with caramel and chocolate. It's nothing special. Don't go overboard about it. But yet, they sell it in every Starbucks for like about £4 for a little cube like this.
Well, that's because you've got to be a millionaire to buy anything in Starbucks.
That's probably the reason why they call it that. They're like, shit me.
Millionaires only.
Yeah.
Shortbread is what it used to be called, but they dropped the only.
They should call it a pauper's pudding. A pauper's pudding. They should. That's, for me, the pauper's pudding is bread and butter pudding. Bread and butter pudding should be called like...
Should be called millionaire's pudding, because that's worth far more than that shitty shortbread bullshit.
A bread and butter pudding sounds like just someone... Like, in my head, something like an Eton mess or like a sticky toffee pudding or a jam roly-poly are all jammy, sexy things. But bread and butter is like, what have you got in the house? Bread, butter.
Can you imagine presenting that woman with a bread and butter pudding?
I know, she would have lost her fucking mind. I know. Bread, and butter. That sounds like a pudding, said no one ever. I don't understand how bread and butter is a pudding, but millionaire shortbread, well, I mean, listen, I know you're a millionaire because you, Jim, because you rent out your house to Wimbledon types. So I'm sure you got tons of cash. So it surprises me that you've never heard of a millionaire shortbread. But bread and mayo pudding, that's the next best thing. Let's try that. Yes, I can't stand it. It's sickly and sweet, which I know is the domain of many snacks, but many cakes. But it's gloopy and horrible, and it's why I wouldn't eat it on air. It would be in the worst kind of mukbang. Poorly named, horrible, saccharine, diabetic-inducing, and overrated. I sold the flat. Wow.
Now he only owns a corrugated iron shed in Dungeness.
Bread and butter pudding is great with custard.
It's great with anything, mate. Bread and butter pudding.
I mean, I didn't want to. I wasn't asked to hate on it, so I can actually say, like, I think custard makes everything better. I bloody love custard. Do you like a Twix? Me, I do like a Twix. I do. I'm a fan of a Twix.
I like a Twix too.
I like a Twix. Is it a Twix? A poor man's a millionaire shortbread, isn't it?
Only left Twix though. None of that right Twix. Bullshit.
This is where they rebranded it, isn't it? It's a potched. I've just had a Twix. Bloody love. That's it, isn't it? The Twix. It's a real much more biscuity, but that's it. If I was the Twix makers, every time I saw a millionaire shortbread, I'd be like, onto my legal department. It's like, do we have a case against Twix? No, sir, we don't. Come on. Okay, come to me when we've got something. We've got to take Twix down.
Big Twix.
Big Twix. Or the other way around. Every time, if I was working for Twix and I saw millionaire shortbread, I'd be like, do we have a case against millionaire shortbread? Yeah.
Question, can we put millionaires in front of our name? Can we be millionaires, Twix? I mean, we could, but that would be fucking stupid, sir. All right.
Yes. I mean, I do like Twix. I used to eat all the top of the Twix off, like all the kind of like the caramelly toffee bit at the top.
Yeah, that's effort. I can't be asked for that.
I just like nibble it along.
I see people do that a lot, and I'm like, man, you're making a lot of effort to eat that chocolate bar. Just put it in your fucking mouth.
When you're a child, you just do stupid, dumb shit, and it's like, I think today will be the day when I'll see whether I can really, really take my Kit Kat foil and fold it perfectly to a mirror shine. Like, this is the day while I'm at lunch, I'm just gonna kind of take that crumply, tinfoily bit off the wrapper of the Kit Kat, and I'm just gonna flatten it out as perfectly as I can.
Did you not have television?
We had 3 channels for such a long time.
I mean, three channels is better than whatever the fuck you just said.
This was at lunch. Sometimes you come up with these things. I saw that somebody had tried.
Did you not have friends or a football or something?
Yeah, people didn't like me when we playing football. They thought I was bad at it. Yeah. But if they'd let me play, maybe I'd have got better. QED.
Maybe if you'd have practiced instead of fucking folding Twix wrappers.
No, someone's got to fold the Twix wrapper. It's very satisfying. And
am I the only one?
What was the things you do as a kid? Don't tell me you didn't do something fucking dumb where you're like, do you know what? I'm going to see whether I
did plenty of dumb shit, but they didn't involve folding.
Did you ever
wrappers
try and suck a fruit pastel without like biting or chewing it at all until it was like really, really like?
No, that never occurred to me.
No, you could see also double decker. I don't know if it's possible with a double decker. I've never tried it. Did you also deconstruct Kit Kats?
I did used to do it with a Kit Kat. I didn't deconstruct it. I would bite the chocolate around off the outside.
Yeah, and that's another one.
But that's reasonable, doing it with a Kit Kat. Like the Twix, it's just fucking weird.
It depends what you got. Trio. I had a Trio once, and I tried to do it with that, and it broke away really nicely and very satisfyingly.
Did it with clubs. It's a good one to do it with.
I saw someone who took a ball of tinfoil, and they just kept polishing it, and kind of, I don't know, grinding it. I did something with it until it was like a perfectly smooth ball of...
Yeah, that was fake. Sorry to
Was
tell
it
you.
fake?
Yeah.
I mean, I absolutely believed it was fake, but that's what I'm talking about. Someone trying to do a thing.
Yeah, that was fake. Much like the rubber band ball thing. That's fake too.
Oh, really? I'm thinking of a different thing, maybe, but yes.
The guy who collected rubber bands for years and years and made a giant ball out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was fake. That didn't actually happen.
Thing is, it's got to the point now where cynically, I think I just don't believe anything. Half the time when I look at something on the news...
I think that's the best way.
You know?
Yeah. What
happened was we were talking the other day to our friend Mark, who's a pilot. And
is he, though?
He is. Only my belief obviously doesn't go so far. Is he, though? Did I even go there? Did I sleep over? I don't believe I did. Am I here now? And I was talking about how, based on articles I'd read and books I'd read about things that happen on planes, like issues in the air, turbulence, it often gets misreported by the media who sensationalize it.
Yep.
And so they say, oh, we dropped 6,000 feet, when actually, you know, they probably had to go down to a different airflow, 6,000 feet. But there was turbulence, which caused the plane to drop 6,000 feet.
Yeah.
And it's like, well...
The remedy for the turbulence was lowering the plane 6,000 feet.
But it did not drop you 6,000 feet. And when you realise, he said, we were talking about this the other day, when you realise that everything that they say is bullshit about that and it didn't really happen. When you're in the know on something and you sit there looking at the TV going, that's bullshit. But then you don't apply that same thing to other stories you see on the, like, such. And you go, oh,
welcome to society at large, circa now.
So now...
No critical thinking whatsoever. Just believe everything that they're told.
And so if it's true, it's probably always true. So if I see something on TV now, I'll be like, it's not true. Probably isn't true. I don't believe it. Like, it doesn't matter what's on there. I'm just going to be like, nah, didn't happen.
Yep.
No, don't believe it.
Yeah. Maybe he just identifies as a pilot. Remember that, Ita? Boy,
remember it very well.
Yes, love that one.
He is an actual pilot. He flew in a plane towards us. I watched him do it. I have empirical evidence.
It doesn't mean he's an actual pilot.
I mean,
does flying a plane make you a pilot? I don't think so.
Well, I go so far to say that it does, but I don't believe what you just said.
Anyone can fly a plane. Only pilots can be a pilot.
Mm. He flew. He took off again with Aletha in the plane.
Luck.
You hear that, Aletha? You were very fortunate that day. He even let Aletha fly the plane.
Well, that just proves my point, doesn't it?
I know.
Aletha's definitely not a pilot.
She's not a pilot.
No. She hasn't even played flight sim relentlessly until she believes she's one.
The drivers on Mark's local bus services are called pilots because they go to the airport bus stop. I thought about the identify as a pilot story.
What do you do for a job? I'm a pilot. All right. What have you flown recently? Double-decker.
He puts pilot on his Tinder profile to, you know...
Well, you would if you were an actual pilot, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Of course you would.
Actually, he doesn't put that. He puts plane driver.
Ah, that's funnier. It's not going to get his dick sucked quite as much as putting pilot.
That's what
it
we
is
said.
Funnier.
Anyway, anyway.
I mean, you know, like how some people want to get their dick sucked while they're driving.
Yeah.
Like, getting your dick sucked while you're flying is a very, niche kind of thing that could only happen to certain people.
I'm just thinking, like, getting your dick sucked while you're driving.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want that while I'm driving. That's a distraction that I do
super
not need.
Dangerous.
Yeah. No, thank you. Like, we can pull over and you can do it, but no, when I'm driving, I'm concentrating. There's too many cunts out there. Sorry.
That's probably why they invented those cars that can drive themselves. For all those people
to free up
now to make
your attention to have your dick sucked. Yeah, that's exactly what.
Blowjobs whilst driving are now distraction free with your new self-driving car. Yeah. Anyway, I think I hated on Millionaire Shortbread, especially from the perspective.
Oh, you definitely did. Yes.
What are we having you?
I am hating on Android, but before we do that, I would just like to say, Aletha, I have flown planes too, so don't think you're special.
Did you fly when you were with the...
When I was with the Air Cadets, I have flown several planes.
Yes. Wow, everyone's flying planes.
Yeah.
I've never flown a plane.
Good for you. Have you had your dick sucked while flying a plane?
Hundreds of times. Many times. Yeah. In a glider. It wasn't a plane, it was a glider. Yeah. It was the instructor. I didn't like him very much, but sometimes you want to be able to say that you've done it. You know
absolutely.
What I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is the closest I'm ever going to have, be in a cockpit of a plane while it's flying, so would you mind sucking my dick? And he was weirded out by it, but he also wanted to be able to say that he'd done it. So, like, basically, sometimes just the fact that you can say you've done it is enough to get it off the ground, as it were, in this case.
It's got to be off the ground, otherwise it ain't getting sucked. So.
No. Yeah.
Yes, okay. So I have been instructed to hate on Android.
Or Lego.
I mean...
What do you think you could hate on? They don't call it a cockpit for nothing.
I mean,
boom!
I think Lego is too easy, to be honest. It's quite easy to hate on Lego, isn't it?
I find it very hard to hate on Android.
Well,
I don't know what I'd say about it.
I'm going to give it a go.
Go on, then!
Here we go. I mean, you're right. It is quite difficult to hate on Android, because obviously it's the only alternative to Apple, which I fucking hate. But... here's the thing about Android. The big problem with it is that anybody can fucking make an Android. So originally it was made by Google, and that was fine. You can kind of trust them to make something semi-decent because they rely on it working for it to make them money. However, now any Tom, Dick and Harry can take the basic Android technology and do whatever the fuck they want with it. So when you get a brand new phone that has an Android operating system on it, you are like, oh, what kind of fucking experience am I going to get here? Is it a decent, properly tested Android, or is it something that fucking Wong made on a Friday night while he was drinking? The truth is out there, and the truth is you don't fucking know, and you're at risk of having a piece of shit for the next 4 years while your £200 contract a month, while you've got a £200 a month contract waiting for you to fucking expire.
Is it like the Wild West? There, where like
it is the Wild West
and various third-party things.
I mean, it's the reason for ages that I just went with Samsung, because I knew that Samsung could make a fucking decent Android. Everybody else, you can never know. You will absolutely never know. And what the other problem with it, and this is kind of similar to what Aletha. How much is your contract? £200 a month for 48 months. Yeah, it's the cost of a decent phone nowadays. I was talking about it with Aletha, who was watching the Apple yearly presentation where they tell you things that they say are cutting edge but came out on other technologies in 2011. Nope, forgotten what I was talking about. Oh yeah, there are things on every Android phone that absolutely do not need to be there. And I'm not talking like, oh, there's a banking app for a bank that I don't use or something like that. It's just absolutely pointless shit that you would never even fucking use. And that is stuck there whether you like it or not. And you've got to wait until your contract has expired 48 months later and get a new phone. Except, oh, fuck you. That one's worse and you've got 6 other apps that you can't get rid of. And when it's something like a Huawei, that fills up your entire storage and you can't use your phone and it grinds to a halt within days. So yeah, fuck you Android. Fuck you Apple as well. Just carry a brick around. It's probably easier.
Fuck every
operating system. Is there a good operating system for mobile phones out there? I don't think there probably is. It's all bullshit.
We don't like the what was I going to say? The networks, the kind of like the phone networks. We don't like the phones themselves.
No, you can't.
Well, we hate everything.
You can't find a good network either. Like, it's been years since they invented mobile phones. You should be able to use it everywhere.
Is your contract really 48 months?
It's not. No, I don't have a contract at all. It's a month. It's a monthly thing.
A rolling thing. I got a rolling thing. Keep on rolling.
But the average contract, if you've got like an iPhone or one of the flashy Samsung like foldable pieces of shit, it's a good £50 a month for 48 months.
They really are.
Like
mine wasn't, but only because I
wasn't exaggerating too much.
I just bought my phone, and then added what
That's
I had.
what I tend to do, and that's what you should do as well.
I love my phone.
Yeah, I also managed to save money on my contract when I got rid of 3, because that was part of the reason that I'm like, well, that's the end of that. I was paying £12 a month for unlimited everything, text, data, etc. And they said, how about we reduce it to 10 gigabytes of data a month and unlimited text and calls, and you pay us £10 more.
How about we drop it and you pay more?
How about we drop what you get and you pay more? I'm like,
How about no?
Allow me to think about that for just one. No, fuck off. And so I fucked them off. I think I'm only paying like, I can't remember what I said. I think it's £5 a month now.
That's good.
Yeah, because I bought the phone outright. And
yeah. I haven't switched to UFiber yet, talking about that. But as soon as I put my details in, they just won't stop calling me. They call me all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm kind of annoyed, but I will still go with them, I think. But they'll just shut up. They stopped calling me now. Probably got to like, they hit 100 and they just said, right, we don't call him anymore. If he wants it, he'll come back to us. We've hated.
Shall we joint hate on Lego?
I mean, I hate Lego.
I mean, who doesn't? It used to be good. Remember when Lego was good?
Ah, those halcyon Lego days.
You could just go out and buy the blocks and you could make something cool. But now,
yes,
it's all fucking kits.
Yes.
And unless you want to build the fucking train from Harry Potter for £400, then it's a waste of your time.
I just think, as someone that never plays with Lego, it's just £300 kits for adults. Look, I leave myself wide open to what I'm about to say. It's just so absurd. Why on earth would I want to spend hundreds of pounds for lots of bit of plastic? Smoothly done. Why on earth would I want to spend hundreds of pounds for little bits of plastic just to put them together and take up space in my flat? I was talking to my friend, Amelie, who loves Legos.
People do love Legos.
Here's the thing. People love Legos.
Yeah. And it's mostly poor people that love Legos that really can't afford to be playing with Legos.
And that's it. People with money don't want it.
No.
This is true of probably half the stuff Jaeger has, you know. It's just like...
I mean, it wasn't singling anyone out in particular, but yes.
No, I was, just then.
Yeah. I heard you.
I said it out loud.
It's very specific.
Yeah, I'm just saying, well, it's just an example I know. It's like, all this expensive stuff. Like, how much do you think the fucking Millennium Falcon is?
Oh,
like
God.
A Millennium Falcon...
It's
Lego.
Minimum 250, and I think that's probably being very...
What on earth are you thinking? And then you put it all together. I suppose it's like a big puzzle. It just seems like a massive waste of time. And then you have to put it somewhere. And you have to display it somewhere. And here's the thing. If you have to display it, it just seems like a taking up space issue. And if you take it all apart, why did you bother putting it together in the first place? And then you end up having just boxes. In my head, the worst thing about these things is you just end up having bricks all over the fucking place, taking up space everywhere with every kit you buy.
I mean, it was fine when you could actually buy a couple of kits and then take them apart and then use them to make other things. But now you're not even being clever and I'm going to put this block together with this block and make the kind of shape of the thing that I want. No, now it's like, here is this vacuum form piece that's specific to this one kit.
Yeah.
And you can't use it for anything else.
Here's Snape's face. And you only use it as being Snape?
Yeah.
I presume. I don't know. I don't know if they made a Snape.
It isn't a puzzle, though, is it? It has very clear instructions. Well, yeah, they are mostly clear, but yeah. Zero creativity. That's why bring back blocks. That's what I say. Just sell the blocks. Blocks by the pound, and then make them.
I am not a collector of
anything.
No. Of I don't want to collect Legos and put them in cases around the place.
Yeah, you're not Alex Collects.
No, I'm not Alex Collects.
No.
And I don't want to get Daredevil, a model of Daredevil, a model of Wolverine, or in the various different forms that Wolverine took as kind of Weapon X and whatever like that. You know, I don't want to collect. I'm well into Batman, so I want to have Dark Knight Batman. I want to have Adam West Batman. I want to have a whole case. That just seems to me that one day you just look at it and go, "Oh, that's taking up an awful lot of fucking space," and just get rid of it. If you're not a kid, what are you doing with Lego?
Controversial opinions again.
If you're not, here's the thing. Listen, can I just say, if we're going to double down this fucking hate is going to hate. Let's just fucking go balls deep. No time to waste, Jeremy.
Okay.
If you're not a child, what are you doing with Lego? Grow the fuck up. Millennium Falcon is 580ish. Fuck me.
Wow.
I'm sorry if you like Legos.
I don't care about that.
No, because you're an adult.
No.
Of course you don't.
Do you know who likes Legos? My 6-year-old.
Yes! Should adults have any toys and games?
Dildos.
And you can only have adult ones. In fact, all the board games I have, they have to be serious ones about diplomacy and supremacy.
I mean, if it costs £580, it's definitely only for adults, isn't it? Let's be honest. But that truly, even without haters gonna hating, is the worst thing about Lego. Is children have been priced out of Lego.
Yes.
The people for whom it is actually designed for, to actually develop their, skills of construction and creative thinking, all that kind of thing, have been fucking priced out of it. The cheapest Lego kit now, you can get, a tiny little piece of shit fucking thing for, 15 quid. But it takes about 10 minutes to do, and then the kid's bored. To actually get a serious piece of Lego, you're paying a minimum of £60, and no parent is going to buy that for their kid for them to not fucking make it and for it to live on the shelf for fucking ever, are they?
I think the only way that adults are allowed, and this is just coming to me, to enjoy things for children is if they adultify it. In some way, make it adult.
So if they stick it up their ass, is that what you're saying?
Yes, you can. Yes, that's a good example. God, can you imagine? Or...
Lego dildo.
Drink with it. If you drink with it, then that's an adult activity.
A Lego gauntlet.
Yeah, and then
fill it with rum.
Drink tequila with it. Right? If you can,
do that now.
You can only do a child's thing if you're doing an adult thing with it, like smoking a big cigar or just like having sex with it. Cock blocks. Boom. Peace out. Fucking press the button. Press the button. That's the end. That's the end. Tamsinaki hits like after we've had 10 amazing jokes, Tamsinaki ends the stream.
Well, there you go. I will push the button. He has spoken.
I'm never going to believe that was happening. Drink and then try to walk through a field of Legos blocks. Yeah. That's another option. You know, and also watching children's things, probably you have to drink as well. I mean, it all comes down to the things that adults can do. Operate heavy machinery, drink, have sex. What do adults do?
Drive a car.
Vote.
Yeah, that's fucking thrilling, isn't it?
But if you voted and had Lego, maybe they offset. Drink whenever you place a block. Yeah, just like, what you do is you make it together as an activity together, and if you place the wrong block, you take a shot or something like that. And in the end, hey, you should do it like consequences. So you're not allowed to look at what you're doing, right? So the idea is that like, or you're blindfolded or something.
Oh, I'm
like
with you. Yeah. So you're as a group, you're making one thing and it gets passed around you, but you're blindfolded when you're doing it.
Yeah, and then you keep passing it around and keep adding to it, and maybe you have one person that describes the thing, and that's going to be hard. It says 2 back from the blob, put a 2er, and then you go like that, and then it said, okay, Jeremy, take a 3er, put it perpendicular, and you go, what? And then you do it, and then
this
at the end
actually
of it,
sounds like a really fun game, and we could easily play it tomorrow with one of Hannah's Lego kits.
a new game.
Blindfolds, drinking, and making Lego.
Yeah. Finish your drink if you have to do and undo anything because you can't follow instructions, you undisciplined fuck. Take psychedelic drugs and watch the kids' TV. That seemed... Yeah, watch Jamie and the Magic Torch. That'll fuck you up. I was at work the other day. Oh, no, it's not.
It's another adult thing.
Yeah, it was... working. Work. Yes. Like drunk Legos Twister. Yeah, exactly. Pister. Yeah. Playing Twister whilst getting pissed. I mean, that sounds like a recipe for fucking trouble.
Yeah, that isn't that more of a teenage thing than an adult thing? Drunk Twister.
It does. I think we have hated successfully.
I think we have thoroughly hated on Legos.
Yeah, especially with a pretty damning view of who and who should not be.
Yeah.
A fake artist goes to Lagos. Yeah. In Nigeria. Do they sell a lot there? I don't know. So basically, we're putting Jaeger in the sea. I think I put him in the sea.
Yeah, didn't you? I think you flippantly put him in the sea.
I put him in the sea last week.
Yeah.
Poor Jaeger. I put him in the sea last week when we were putting like literally everything.
I think he wasn't blocking.
Harmstone said Jaeger, and I went, he's in. So Jaeger's the only person, only human in the sea at the moment.
Citation needed.
Outrageous. Jaeger's getting shots fired left, right, and centre.
Well, maybe if he was here to defend himself, then...
Jaeger, come forth! And say something.
Maybe we need to say Legos 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
Legos.
Honestly, if he walked in right now, that would just be the greatest.
Hi guys, I haven't been here in a while. What's going on?
Yeah. But if he just walked through here and we'd had him waiting for ages for his kind of entrance.
And he's here tonight.
That
would be good.
Okay. Shall we do the last couple of things, which is Am I the Arsehole? This has been fun. We're at 7 to 10.
Oh yeah, that took a lot longer than I was expecting.
It was fun.
Was good.
Fun.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll Lover's Gonna Love next time.
That sounds nice. Oh, yes. Speaking of Lover's Gonna Love and Hate's Gonna Hate, shall I announce the thing that I told you earlier?
Yes.
That you've forgotten about already.
Is this the face of a person that's forgotten? No! I remember very well and I can't wait for you to say it again.
Well, maybe you should announce what I'm doing then.
Yes. Jeremy is going to suck as many dicks in cars as he can find. Jeremy has decided for the month of July, instead of being positive, he's going to love dogs. Is that what you said?
It is. I wouldn't phrase it like that because we're dangerously close to encroaching on rule 1.
I know.
But yes.
Jeremy's going to be a dog lover.
Rather than Positivity Month, I was thinking of
Dogivity Month.
Because I found it quite easy to be positive all the time in the end because I'm, generally not a curmudgeonly fuck and I'm positive about things. But what I do hate is dogs. And so if I was forced to love on dogs, again, that's phrasing, for a month, that would be torture. And torture is hilarious, isn't it? If we're being
Would
honest.
your first act be to remove dogs from the sea? Where they currently are, because I put them there.
I mean, I might be forced to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're leaving me out here alone, man.
I mean, join me, Aletha. Like, come and be positive for the month of July.
Can I just say, I know that you don't like dogs.
Can't stand them. Yeah.
I have never known anyone so vehemently and vitriolically hating on dogs other than Aletha.
Yeah, no, she's my people.
There's just never been a time when we're watching something where she doesn't just fuck off. Like, she's just doesn't like dogs.
Yeah. Right there with her.
Take dogs out of the sea, you monster.
It's not going to happen now.
Well, no, I mean, I put them in there and I was pleased.
So, yeah, I mean, I could do the lazy thing and raise money for guide dogs again, but is there some other kind of working dog that I could raise money for? I don't mind working dogs.
Working dogs.
They serve a purpose. It's domestic dogs that are the cunts. So, yeah, find me a working dog and I will raise money for them in the month of July by being
dogs
positive.
we trust.
The problem is I'm very good at it and I'm very stubborn, so I might not raise any money at all by slipping and calling dogs cunts, even though they are. So,
Mountain rescue dogs.
Mountain rescue sounds like a good one, maybe. Yeah. Dogs for the deaf. What do they need dogs for? I don't. How does a dog help a deaf person? How does that work? I don't get it.
Is the dog doing sign
Genuine
language?
question. How does a dog help a deaf person?
Ruff, 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 ruff.
I get guide dogs. People can't see.
To hear things. What's it hearing?
Well, how do they tell them?
Yeah, you're like,
Does a dog fucking learn semaphore? Do deaf dogs learn semaphore? So, man called you a cunt.
they just
you
have a
may
series of
punch him
signs
now.
they hold up.
No. Deaf,
Do you
dogs
really
for the
think?
deaf can do one.
Do you really think that the thing about Positivity Month is that there were lots of ways to be positive? Do you feel that you might have enough material for something which is dog only? I don't want to be. I don't want to impinge your desires.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Have you got enough to dog?
Maybe I need to.
Maybe we should get a dog round here that night. Oh no, we can't get one of like Aletha would go spare.
Yeah.
Kick it off the top of Borton Towers.
Maybe in Positivity Month we will have to do an episode from my place, and I'll borrow Kay's stupid fucking yappy motherfucking.
God, I
dog.
tell you what, that's some real sacrifice you're making there.
Yeah. To not sit there and call it a cunt the entire 2 hours will take every fibre of my being, and so it could make a lot of money for not the deaf dog charity, because that's bullshit.
Deaf dog is a deaf. I mean, a deaf dog probably is pretty good at playing pinball, I would imagine.
I don't think the dog's deaf, Alex.
It's a pinball wizard.
Do they pair deaf dogs with blind people?
It sounds cruel.
That would be difficult. Yeah.
So Jez is going dog in all July.
Damn right.
Do you know what amazing if we like every time we have a clip of you doing a dog thing, it's like you go and see like the blind dogs kind of charity or like, guide dogs, like really soft things until the last one is like, and now tonight we're going dogging. And like it just ramps up massively at the end. We're like, we're in Limage Woods right now and we're hoping to see dogging. And then I'm like, this is weird actually, Jeremy. I don't think that's what you think it is. And you're like, no. I've been told that it's really good. There's some cars up ahead flashing their lights. We must be in the right place.
It's got dog in it. Can't possibly go wrong.
And then we just come through the camera going through the woods like this. And then we just see an arse and we're like, oh my God.
All right, here we go. Thank you, Vanessa. Dogs to respond to specific sounds which hearing people often take for granted, such as the alarm clock, doorbell, baby cry, telephone, or smoke alarm. Instead of barking, the dogs alert the deaf person by touch, by biting them on the cock when their alarm's going off. All right.
Using a paw to gain attention, and then lead them back to the sound source. So, so the alarm's going off, and he's like,
the fire alarm's going off. So the dog grabs them and leads them to the source of the fire.
The burning chip pan.
Look, I'm so fucking amazing. Look, you can go.
Of course.
There's a fire.
Yeah.
Thanks, dog. I could see that because I'm deaf, not blind.
There's multiple sources going off at once, and the dog doesn't know, like the trolley problem.
Just runs around.